they do know how to do right. There is evidence of that, okay? But your most recent evidence, John, is cap hell, drafting hell, Jason Peters holding the team hostage, not knowing what to do with Travis Fulgham, not knowing what to do with Alshon Jeffrey, not knowing what to do with Carson Wentz. I mean, your latest evidence, and we are a reactive town, is that they don't know what they're doing. And now they're doing a coaching search where we have no idea which way they're going.
You're interviewing Todd Bowles yesterday. You're interviewing Josh McDaniels on Sunday. Todd we went to college together at Temple University, lived in the same dormitory. Great guy. But Todd Bowles' skill set, Todd Bowles' leadership, Todd Bowles' style, Jamie, in no way resembles Josh McDaniels.
No.
Like they're completely polar opposite people and the way they go about things. So what are the Eagles looking for? Are they looking for a Todd Bowles type, or are they looking like a Josh McDaniels type? They don't even know where they're shopping. They've got sexy night coming up on Friday night, and they don't know whether to go to Victoria's Secret or Walmart.
Yeah, they don't know if they're doing the boy shorts or the teddy.
Right.
I think they're probably waiting to get wowed. Like, I think they're open to anything. That's what I can gauge from this, is they're just opening the door and saying, come wow us, come fix our quarterback, bring a plan to the table, and if you're the best, you'll get the job. Because I do believe fixing Carson Wentz is the only thing that matters.
Well, then why are you interviewing Todd Bowles?
It's a great question.
I mean,
maybe he's got some spectacular plan.
And if that gets back to Todd, he's going to be pissed because he's a great dude.
But maybe it's not about Todd. Maybe it's about who he's going to bring with him as his quarterback coach or offensive coordinator. Maybe he's got the perfect guy geared for this plan.
Egan, when you walk into a food establishment, do you have an agenda of what you want to eat? Or do you just go in and say, let me peruse the menu and go through 7
know.
pages? You know.
I'm a guy who picks something and sticks with it.
So why are the Eagles literally going through the 20-page Applebee's menu? I mean, flipping every
Cheesecake
single
Factory.
page. Or Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, 65 pages.
I mean, I don't get it.
Because they're in an advantageous position where they're the only job left, if you will, that
Houston, right? And Houston's not good.
That looks okay. I mean, if you want to be a head coach this year, you'd rather have the Eagles pick, so that gives them the luxury of doing this.
So Jamie said something about
Cheesecake Factory. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, now I'm starving.
Thai lettuce wraps.
About the goal has to be to fix Carson Wentz, and the first thing that popped in my head was, does it? Is that what maybe this is their question? I'm not going against you, Jamie. What I'm saying is, maybe in their head that isn't the first goal. But maybe it's a goal, and they just don't know where to go. So it's like I said before, John. Do you need a leader of men? Because this locker room is divided, it appears, after the Jeff McClain story. So you need a leader of men. Of course, maybe 1A is fixing Carson Wentz and so on and so forth. Maybe they just don't know exactly where they're going. Do we have to get the guy that fixes Carson Wentz, or do we get the guy that's a leader of men, and then we get an offensive coordinator that might be good fixing Carson Wentz? I don't think they know exactly where they want to go yet, and that's probably why we're seeing this myriad of candidates.
I want my owner and my general manager to have a vision of what they want the organization to be, and then I want them to go find candidates that fit that. I don't want Todd Bowles interviewing one day and Josh McDaniels interviewing another. It doesn't make any sense to me. Both strong candidates. Who do you want? Why would you be? I don't get it. I don't understand.
I do think the most important thing I think their vision is Carson Wentz. We're financially tied to him. We saw 4 years of good football from him. We believe he has in him the franchise quarterback gene still. So I think that is their direction. Because to me, it's the only direction I see where this isn't hell for the next 2 years. Because if he can pull it out of the nosedive, they're salvageable.
Could some of this McClain stuff have caught them off guard? So
I
hear
don't
me
know
out.
how.
Hear me out on
honestly,
this.
I do not know how.
Me neither, but I hear you. Howie and Laurie seem to be Wentz guys, right?
Yes.
What if in practice, and I know Howie and stuff like that, but when they're huddling in practice and all that, And if I have no reason to believe it's not true, that Wentz isn't running plays that they're asking him to run over again, if there's discord in the practice, in the huddles of practice, well, Doug knows that they're Wentz guys. Is he not going to them saying, look, I can't control this guy, or is he just keeping it inward? And this way, the McLean stuff is kind of catching him like, whoa, this is worse than we thought.
I want you to be able to get involved in the show this morning at 610-632-0975.
It's troubling.
The one thing is, Bob, with your theory, like sort of what you're talking about there is, I'm beginning to believe that Howie and Mr. Lurie are very basic people, because I'm taking this as they don't put a lot of thought into things. I don't understand. There's no plan. There is no plan here. And I'm clearly getting that impression.
If what Bob just said could be accurate, and it could be, that's almost more damning than anything else. If you don't know the problems that exist within your own building, how are you going to fix them?
I'm bothered by it. 610-632-0975. Mac in Yardley wants to jump in early. Mac, good morning. You're up early with us. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just getting off work, guys, so I listen to you guys on my ride home.
Thanks, Mac.
I definitely agree with the lack of a roadmap. I follow a lot of my news on Twitter or the radio, and you hear these teams that you seem to think are bottom of the barrel, the Falcons, the Jets. They land Sulla and Arthur Smith, and every time they get their coach, it sounds like, oh, well, they got their top choice. They got their top choice. I don't think the Eagles have a top choice, and if it is, why haven't they hired him by now?
And that's why I was suspicious yesterday, Mac. And thanks for your call and safe travels home. I was suspicious yesterday. Pat, I was waiting for word that Eric Bieniemy, we'd find out that there'd be an interview.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were. I mean, how you finally have an opening of a window where you can interview these people. It seems like the only guy they're interested in interviewing is Mike Kafka. I don't have a problem with them interviewing Mike Kafka, but how do you ignore Eric Bieniemy?
And it's saying now that Kafka appears to be out, according to multiple sources. Kafka's out. I personally am saying, thank you, sweet Jesus, because I did not want – Kafka does not have enough of a resume to me to toss him the keys to an organization.
I agree with you.
He does not have that.
And here's something more concerned. We're talking about 3 guys, I believe, altogether that have interviewed for more than like 6, 7, 8, 9 hours.
Yes.
Look, running a football team is hard, but you have to. If you're the leaders of this team, if you're Jeffrey Lurie, Harry Roseman, you have to know specifically what you're looking for, obviously, and it's going to take time to hear somebody out. But to me, it just reeks of 9 hours. Like 9 hours is a lot of time.
Okay, raise your hand, Coach. Coach, let's raise your hand. Egan, raise your hand. Would Bob walk out on a 10-hour interview?
Yes.
I'm thinking he might.
Yes.
I'm thinking at some point Bob might say, how many times can I answer the same
question? If after 4 hours you don't know I'm your guy, then I'm not your guy.
Bob walks out and takes some food with him.
Fair enough. I don't
on the way.
I might.
So.
I might.
I think you might.
And you're right. I probably would. If
like,
it gets redundant, then I think that the interviewer doesn't know what they're doing.
610-632-0975 for you to be able to get in with us. Thanks for those who have jumped on early to the stream at 97.5thefanatic.com or on the 97.5 The Fanatic app. We love hearing from you, too. In the linchpin, let's just say the Phillies need all the positive PR they can get.
This is the linchpin.
I'm in love with new Phillies pitcher Archie Bradley, and it took 6 letters and a hashtag on Twitter.
You're in love with him.
I'm in love.
It reminds me of Elf. I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
I don't care who knows it.
So you're in love with this guy. You haven't even met him.
6 letters.
All over social media. In other words, you're qualified to be the Mets GM. Let's just say, don't be sending any texts.
Who doesn't like a good boner?
Let's get to it.
Exactly. Archie Bradley signed with the Phillies last week, and it's a very good signing because the Phillies have a lot of bullpen problems, and Archie Bradley might have had one of his best years of his career last year. I believe it was like a 2.05 ERA. Hold on, let me
and
just...
2.95. He's closed before.
Yes. His whip was 1.09. He's fairly young.
You got that versatility.
Totally. He's got a great beard.
28,
28 years old.
I think he was a top 5 pick.
Yeah, he's going to bring some stability to the back end of the bullpen. But he did something, and Bryce Harper did this a lot when he signed here with the whole Fanatic cleats and hamming it up to the fan base.
Soak this up.
Oh, I love it because it shows an effort. So it's a two-way street. Like, you want to win us over, and I know it's cheap, and I know it's the low-hanging fruit, but it shows that you care. And
Does it?
I think so, or at least
Or does it show that they are playing you a little bit? Playing at your heartstrings?
Maybe. But I don't care. I'm cheap. I'm a whore. And he tweeted out yesterday, #sign JT.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, just play the romance music.
So he
I'm
knows
swooning.
it's coming.
He knows what the fan base wants, that or he knows it's a done deal. They're both Oklahoma boys, as you pointed out.
Right.
And I think JT is coming very soon. But the fact that he was smart enough to tap into what the fan base has been talking about all offseason, I love it. I love it.
But what Jamie is professing love for, I would think for you're extremely skeptical of. Like when Bryce Harper's got the inside of his sport coat with the Fanatic in it and everything like that. That you look at that and you say, that's my guess.
I know, and I appreciate it. But believe it or not, no, I don't mind. I
not
don't.
saying you mind.
Yeah.
I think you're always. I would think you're skeptical. You got that reporter's brain.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And maybe it's on individual cases. I'm huge JT Realmuto guy, and I think he belongs here. I think they need him here. I don't even, and this is odd, I don't even look at the business aspect of money when it comes to him. I'm not saying you throw him $300 million, but like as we talked about yesterday of the $100 million, I think he means so much to this team as a leader that almost you can't put a price tag on it. So, no, I don't mind the outward love for him by the teammates.
Egan, you get sucked in by all this? The socks, the cleats, the Fanatic cleats.
Oh, yeah.
No.
See, I don't get sucked in at all.
Well, that sounds real fun.
Okay, makes me happy, but makes me happy, though, because that's what I was thinking, that he doesn't. Because I don't want you to get sucked in.
Look, I appreciate them trying to endear themselves to the fan base, and I realize too that I'm in the minority with this. I don't really care though. Like, just go out and perform. I'm
I'll
not
love
gonna.
You for that, right?
Yeah. Well, the one thing he could have done that I would have loved if he bashed the Mets. If he had bashed the Mets because they're my most hated team in sports,
Okay.
I would have loved it. But just saying sign JT, my first thought was, man, it's going to be a bad look if they don't sign JT.
He's not doing that by accident.
No,
He could have said, I did get a offer texted to me from the Mets, and you wouldn't believe what they sent me.
Fully
That would have
naked
been
and
funny.
erect penis.
See, that would have been funny. Thank you. New year, new goals, new listens, all on Audible. Discover Audible Originals, audiobooks, podcast, and more, all in one place. Start your free trial at audible.com. If you'd like to get in with us, you can at 610-632-0975.
And for the record, if Archie Bradley balloons back up to his 5 ERA from his first 2 years in the league, the guy sucks and he's dead to me.
Yeah, but
for right now, he's great.
A lot of that, though, was when he was starting.
Yeah, I
so take
know.
it with a grain
By
of
the
salt.
way, and he also, though, something surprised me. We've never talked about it in here, and I'm looking around in this place, and only Egan sometimes falls into it, and he really doesn't fall into it. The cliche beard. The beard cliche. It's very cliched.
It's a great beard, though.
It is a great beard.
Yeah.
If you can grow the beard, I guess it's great, but it's very cliched right now. It's
the popular look.
the hipster beard.
Yeah.
is
It's a hipster beard for sure.
The hipster beard is very cliche right now.
Yeah.
Is it not, or am I?
No, I kind of agree. I liked it when it was the not the norm.
Yes.
I liked it when hockey players grew it for the playoffs. And now they have it all the time. So, but a good that's a good thing.
He looks like a brewer.
He
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, you get
exactly.
you get a lower mortgage rate in Fishtown if you have a beard.
I didn't
Man,
realize
it's just a
that.
fact.
I didn't realize that. You see, there's things I'm learning about the. We weren't over in Fishtown. We weren't over in Fishtown looking for land. We didn't look. Should I have looked?
No,
Not a lot of land there.
No, not a lot of land.
Boy, I'm surrounded
flannel,
on the
though.
left and on the right. It's just oozing money.
Not a lot of land.
Me and Egan
I said,
at least have something in
you can
common.
Do that. Look, dude, I grew up in Broomall. I grew up in the same. My mom lived in the same house from 51 to 27.
It's like Will Smith saying, I grew up in West Philadelphia. I was born and raised in a
Dude.
playable where I spent most of my days. Yeah, but look
Chilling
where you're
out,
at now.
relaxing, all cool,
And just shooting some b-ball outside of school. You know the story.
But
where is he now?
Wait a minute. I would say is that any time that my daughter got a little big for her britches, I would say to herself, when we're up at Mom's, I want to show you the room I grew up in. And I take her upstairs and I'd say, your godfather and I shared this room with 2 twin beds and this little closet. This was our room. And I'm sort of claustrophobic because the house is one of those Cape Cods, as every house is in the stretch of Broomall I lived in, and the ceiling goes sideways.
Yeah.
So I would lay in bed at night, and you could, if I reached my hand up this high, I could hit the roof where my bed was. I'm terribly claustrophobic. I need space. I need high ceilings. I got it.
And that's why you bought an open patch of dirt.
And my daughter goes, I love Mom's house. That's exactly the type of house I want. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You've got your house and you want that house? I think kids want what they don't have. I'm convinced of it.
You think?
Whoa, breaking news sounder on that one.
The thing is, though,
I know exactly what you're saying.
My brother and I shared a space that is so small, and I believe it's why I'm claustrophobic today.
It's so funny how you look at it. I grew up the same. My brother and I shared a 10 by 10 room.
Yes,
same thing.
yes.
We had absolutely no money growing up, which was fine. My daughter the other night is going out to dinner with her cousin for her birthday, and it's like a group of girls that were social distancing at a place. She needed a new outfit to go out that night.
What?
I'm in the kitchen.
Sorry, what?
She's talking to my wife, and I'm in the kitchen. I turn around. Are you kidding me? I didn't get a new outfit for school for 7
Easter?
years.
You got one for Easter?
No, I
Connie.
did
No, you never got one for
no.
Easter?
I didn't get a birthday present. I remember I got a birthday present in like 7th grade, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. We had nothing.
You guys sound like 2 guys yelling at clouds right now.
What about?
I don't care what you think.
You sound like the 2 old
No.
guys from the Muppets.
Egan, I never in my life went without. In my life. So I have no idea. When I hear people talk about going without, I didn't. So I'm not crying that. But I never had the best of the best, never had the brand name. I remember telling my parents I wanted Nikes. They said, well, we think you can, a pair of Bobos. You'd call them Bobos at your school?
Nah, we didn't.
Chuck
no.
Taylor,
I know what Bobos are.
The Chuck Taylor
Yeah.
canvases. And it was like, well, we think those that you could get, you used to get them out of a bin at John Sneaks. John Sneaks over in Haverford. I do not know if it still exists, but that is where I would buy sneakers. It was like they 1 week they'd have Nikes, 1 week they'd have Adidas. The next week they wouldn't have Nikes. It was like you just went in and you found your size on the wall and you picked them, or you
get
picked
what you get.
Or you
They have
picked out
LA
of
gear.
bins.
That was the first I got a guy when I was growing up. You know how now it's I got a guy. Well, my first I got a guy was a sneaker guy.
Right?
Turns out,
World
World
Wide
Wide
West.
West. Turns out he's the president of the New York Knicks right now. Yeah,
Wow.
he used to take us in the back and be like,
Right.
"What kind you want?" And then we go back and we give him some money. And
Did you ever buy anything? Egan, Jamie Lynch, the 2 of you, because I got to hear from you guys. Did you ever buy anything off a hot truck? Do you even know the hot truck?
I mean,
I know
it
the
fell
term.
off the back of the truck.
No, the hot truck was at Temple. When I was at Temple, the hot truck would come on campus, and it was literally like a U-Haul that they'd pull up on campus, they'd lift the door, and they'd be selling Walkmans. I bought my first Walkman.
Sony Walkman.
And they were heavy. You could beat someone
Yeah.
over the head, which was good and you could, in case anyone tried to assault you, you could always beat them over the head.
Kincade became Radio Raheem.
But it was like $30 for a Walkman. Like you spent 30.
No, never had that.
They didn't have that.
They were like, and so the truck would pull up, and then here comes campus police. There goes the door goes down. You better buy fast, and you better have cash. And then they go.
We had a guy that did that with clothes.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They were at the hot truck.
When he came around, it was like at school, after school, you knew who he was. It was
Come
boom.
fast,
Boom.
Out of
Cash.
trunks
Boom.
of cars. You never bought stuff out of trunks of cars. Remember the day you never bought anything out of the trunk of a car? You guys missed out.
Oh my God.
The
Oh
Lynches.
yeah.
The Lynches.
Yeah, because we have eBay.
The Lynches did not have.
We don't have to. We have eBay.
We did not have things. We sent the staff out to get something out of a
In
car.
high school, a buddy of mine worked for OK Player, which was the Roots,
Right.
and he had
Sure.
CDs in his trunk.
Okay.
I bought one of those. That's about it.
That's close. That's good enough. I give you credit for that.
If I get tonight's show passes, we're going up, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We'll go up. We'll
Sure.
take the train up. We'll go up. And we'll see
Absolutely.
the Tonight Show, and then you can meet the Roots,
Oh, I love the Roots.
and you get your awesome guys.
Yeah.
Awesome guys. All right, we got a lot coming up, and you're free to get in with us, especially if you have a hot truck. I'm interested. I'm always interested. When the hot
Never.
truck pulled up.
Now I want one.
When the hot truck pulled up, I was always interested. 610-632-0975. Bob Cooney has a stat and a stat line that actually made me a little sad-faced this morning. We'll get to that next. It's the John Kincade Show. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
I am so excited I can't stand it.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Cross-ice basket, Agnew drew in front, they score!
Flyers, Sabres, tonight at 7 on your home for Flyers hockey. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Flyers hockey is brought to you by Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Get a quote at geico.com.
Basketball is back, and you know what that means. It's time for me to fire up the FanDuel Sportsbook app. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, there are so many ways to bet on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. You know I love betting on FanDuel Sportsbook. They have the best odds boosts and specials. There's something new every day. The live betting is so much fun, and the app is so easy to use. Now's the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot. If you sign up today, FanDuel will let you place your first bet risk-free. That's right. They'll give you up to $1,000 back if you don't win. When you do win, FanDuel pays your winnings in as little as 24 hours. And when you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up with promo code Natalie so they know that I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Natalie.
Must be 21 plus and present in NJ or PA. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Every player matters, and finding the right person can make all the difference.
In 1999, the Indianapolis Colts traded Marshall Faulk to the St. Louis Rams for a second and fifth round pick. The move helped transform the Rams offense into one of the most dynamic in the history of the NFL. They became known as the greatest show on turf. Faulk won the NFL MVP in 2000, and the Rams went on to reach 2 Super Bowls, winning Super Bowl 34.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
When scouting talent, teams use all the tools at their disposal to determine the best fit for their rosters. LinkedIn Jobs works that way for your business. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. And now you can post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
Dunkin' is here to help keep you up and running, Philly, with a free medium hot coffee Monday through Friday, once a week for members only. So grab a cup of the new Explorer batch with smoky dark berry notes that's an adventure in every sip. Or give a try to new Dunkin' Midnight, a richer, intensely dark roast with hints of chocolate. Get one free medium hot coffee once a week, Monday through Friday for members only. Join the Dunkin' app today. America runs on Dunkin'. Exclusions apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer, valid through January 29th.
Deanna got some really bad news from the IRS.
They said you owe quite a bit of money. They told me the possibilities of garnishing my wages, taking my house, taking my car.
Deanna found out about Optima Tax Relief. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax saved my life.
Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-279-8755. 800-279-8755.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the name your price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The name your price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
New year, new budgets. Every small business has unique needs, and when you partner with a Dell Technologies advisor, you get real-time tailored advice. They'll even give you a free consultation on your servers and storage devices to develop a custom solution to help improve your company's productivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit and big savings on business computers with Intel Core processors. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Pros bring something extra to every job. Now at the Home Depot, they also get something extra. Pro Extra, our free loyalty program built for pros just like you. Members earn perks with every dollar spent, like Pro Extra Dollars, a tool rental credit, and more. New members get $20 off their next in-store purchase of $200 or more just for signing up. Learn more at homedepot.com/Pro Extra. New year, more rewards, Pro Extra. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway, like wearing your pajama bottoms on a work call. But managing your prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. That's why CVS has a proprietary search tool to find ways that may help lower your prescription costs, and will deliver them for free. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. Come in or call today and get a free prescription savings review at CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Delivery restrictions apply. Visit cvs.com for details.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. How can I make the most of waiting for my next big vacation?
Translate your questions into goals by investing with Merrill Edge Self-Directed. It's more accessible than you think, with helpful planning tools plus free online stock and ETF trades, so you can keep practicing your pronunciation. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Other fees may apply. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to comcastbusiness.com to learn more.
Every play could be the play that matters for you. Whether it's a touchdown, a first down, or the next reception, with live betting from Unibet. Live betting options for every moment of the game. Sign up today and get $250 risk-free. Download the app or visit pa.unibet.com. Unibet Sportsbook. Crazy about the odds. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Cuz. Let's talk about a word. Procrastination. A lot of us are guilty of delaying at least one important decision. In my case, it's probably about a dozen. But if you've been putting off getting your roof repaired or replaced, I'm here to help. That's right. Call the only roofer I trust, my friend, Anthony Labruciano. Here's why you need to call Labruciano Roofing. Anthony's repaired or replaced every kind of roof there is. And yes, you'll meet with Anthony. From estimate to completion, he's there to explain everything. He is the shingle master, whose name is behind every roof he repairs. As soon as you meet Anthony, you'll see why he has hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. And Labruciano Roofing is a certainteed 5-star select shingle master, which means they can offer the best warranty in the business with 50 years from the manufacturer and 25 years on the workmanship. Too important to trust with a jack of all trades. Go with the only roofing expert I recommend, Labruciano Roofing. Call 610-265-ROOF or go to PARoofPros.com. That's PARoofPros.com. Labruciano Roofing, the master.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Can we wrap this up? I need to get home in time for General Hospital.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show. You don't have amnesia. You're listening right now on 97.5 The Fanatic on the 97.5 mobile app. You're watching on twitch.tv and YouTube. Bob, you ever had amnesia?
You don't forget tough, even if you have amnesia, right?
Don't forget.
That's the line I had yesterday. Yeah.
Sonny. Come on, Sonny. Nobody knows the biggest mob boss on the East Coast.
Well, in this day and age, all right, so on General Hospital, this guy has amnesia. He doesn't remember who he is.
Boss.
It's been 3 days now. And they haven't, I guess they don't have social media where this show is done because they're just like, well, it's weird you don't know who you are, but there's a room upstairs. Like, why wouldn't you put it out on social media? Here's a guy that doesn't know who he is.
Call the local
I'm cheap.
news.
I'm a whore.
Why would you call the local news?
Exactly.
Oh, and by the way, that's John Gotti. He's supposed to be like John Gotti. I mean, it's just so.
And is Stephen A. his hitman?
Yeah. No, Stephen
well, not hitman, no.
Stephen A. is his intelligence person who does surveillance.
Mr. Wolf?
He's Brick.
Okay.
No, his name is Brick.
But if you ask him to off somebody, he just gives you.
The other day, they let him have a gun. They let him handle a gun.
Yeah, him and.
By the way, Stephen A. knew how to handle a gun too.
Yeah.
I'm very.
He's not bad.
When I watch people handle guns, especially like in TV shows and movies, I always watch and say, okay, that person's never had any
shot
gun
a
training. Or had a gun
It's like watching somebody try to play sports in a movie, and you're like, oh no.
Like James Vanderbeek. we have a lot.
I don't want your life.
We have a lot going on here in the John Kincade Show this morning, including getting tips on where you can still find hot trucks, which is great. Okay, I'm over in the Bala area. I'm more than if I come in out of work and the truck door opens up, I'm coming over.
Yeah, I'm checking it out.
And I'll have some cash.
Yeah,
and I'll have some cash, and I'll look forward to seeing you. But
do you guys take blockchain, Bitcoin?
No, I'm not. I'm not trusting the cryptocurrency at this point. I'm going to stay away from that. I like the clean, old-fashioned, good investments. Cash, real estate, those type of things.
It is different.
It's different.
Like I had a dead battery there. They called AAA. They came out.
Great folks.
And the guy went to jump it, and he's like, he's like, but I have one in my car. And I'm like, it's one of those deals. He's like, dude, look, I'll give you my name, number. And like, look, us growing up, that was something you did. You knew to trust somebody or you knew not to. So I go in the house and I said, Don, I'm going to go run and get $100. This guy's going to throw in a battery. I trust him. The battery looks good and stuff. And she's like, can't you just Venmo him?
No,
and I was
not
like,
everybody.
oh my God.
Oh yeah, I've tipped via Venmo. I flat out told the waiter or waitress, look, I don't have any cash on me. Do you have Venmo? They all do. And then I just
tipped via Venmo.
Oh yeah, I've done it at stores too.
The other day, we were at a great spot. Great spot if you're in the Westchester area, the DK Diner.
Okay.
If you haven't been,
man, you got
spot.
that diner gene.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, DK Diner's great. And also, from the opening credits of One Life to Live, they showed the diner with DK Diner.
I honestly don't know that one.
I go to the DK Diner. I haven't been
Bob
there.
has a line.
I haven't been at the DK Diner in 20-some years. We'll go in there and have breakfast the other day. And when the bill comes, I just instinctively throw down the credit card, and he goes, "We're cash only." They were cash only.
What the hell?
I forgot.
Yeah.
I haven't been at a place that was cash only since I guess Ralph's now takes cards in South Philly, which Ralph's didn't take cards maybe 5-6 years ago. I think, maybe.
Right.
So I'm not used to that. In Atlanta, it's very much Venmo people and tap your credit card and those type of things. So it is a lot different. I love it. I'll tell you this: the feel of buying local here is so welcoming to be home. I love going into local spots. And I'm not just talking about your local Wawa or your local thing, but there's such an attachment here to local spots.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And to me, that is the most comforting thing about being home, is that you feel like you're buying in your neighborhood.
Yeah, get down to 9th Street and just go down one Saturday. It's great.
We used to do our grocery shopping there. It's the best.
Bad numbers are something that Bob Cooney sometimes brings to the table. And honestly, in Cooney's Corner here, this number's staggering.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Look, I don't want to be Debbie Downer. I don't. But yesterday we're doing the show and I brought up something about losing and is it kind of contagious, just like winning or whatever. And I had a buddy text me kind of in that, come on, man, stop complaining. The Sixers and Flyers are winning. And I was like, okay.
What are they winning?
Is there a reason that I have this, the bad thought in my mind? Although I really didn't. So I said, let me just check something. Okay. Do you remember 1983, John?
I do. The Sixers.
I know you do.
Yeah, the Sixers.
Sixers won the NBA title. Since 1984, Philadelphia has won how many titles, John?
Phillies
in 08.
Wait,
Eagles 17-18.
That's it.
Since 1984, you have had 144 seasons of sports, counting Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, Eagles.
Correct.
144, and you won 2 titles.
Okay,
You're 2 for 144. So to my friend who yesterday kind of called me Debbie Downer, we all have reason to be.
The idea that the Sixers and the Flyers are winning?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about regular season. I don't care.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
I don't care about regular season wins.
I've never seen either of those teams win. So I don't know them as a winning organization.
What year were you born?
81. But
Okay.
in 84, I wasn't cognizant of.
Do you know when the Flyers won when I was last time they won, I was a 4th grader.
Jeez.
I mean, that's what and people celebrate it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
People talk about it like it was yesterday.
Well, that whole team has jobs in the organization in some form.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of
and
them,
still revered through this community.
One of them fired me.
Well, this is awkward now. I mean, geez, you took it to a dark place.
I feel really awkward right
Always
now.
thought Paul Holmgren should have spoken up a little bit more. But that's another member of that fine organization thought. But hey, I'm a Flyers fan again, so that's okay. I'm just saying is this. Anybody who tells me, well, the Sixers are winning. What? The Flyers are winning? No. What? I'll talk to you at playoff time. Are you competing for championships? Are you competing where you're in the mix for a championship? By the way, to really be competing for a championship, you got to be Final Four, right?
Yeah. Conference championship. Yeah.
Don't talk to me about, well, we won 53 games.
But think about that.
I don't care.
144 seasons
That's
we've
hard.
gotten ready for, right? Opening day, opening tip, first day of hockey, whatever it is. And twice you've gotten a championship. That's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to say like that's why. But when somebody calls you out on, oh, come on, you got to be more positive. Yeah, well, there's kind of a reason that you have this lingering negativity.
Because there it comes. It's earned.
A little bit.
Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com to take care of your own business there. Watch us on twitch.tv and YouTube. We love it when you do. Just search 97.5 The Fanatic. And then once you start watching, it'll automatically populate for you all the time. It'll keep coming back to it so you can catch us. And by the way, a lot of you are watching YouTube after the show. Because I'll see numbers sometimes in the afternoon, and then I'll look the next day and I'll see we've had 300 more people that have watched the show. So we love it when you check in. It's out there for you. Come on board. I love a good redemption story. And I'm hoping we see a repeat of it. This weekend, let's do the Sesame Street game. Egan, this is right up your alley, okay?
You have my attention.
I've watched a lot of Sesame Street recently.
There you go. One of these things is not like the other.
I think I know this one.
Tell me, can you guess which one? It is. I give you Patrick Mahomes. I give you Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I give you Tom Brady.
They're all pretty
and
good.
And I give you Josh Allen. Play the game.
Yeah.
One of these things is not like the other. The thing is, do we ever believe that Josh Allen has the ability to ascend to Canton where the other three are going to end up? Who knows? But I know this. Last January 19th, Josh Allen was being questioned, called out in the Buffalo newspapers.
Yep.
And now he's in the Final Four. The redemption story, maybe we see it play out here with Carson Wentz. Maybe next January 19th, we're talking about an entirely different quarterback.
It's certainly possible. I can't rule it out. I mean, I saw 4 years of good football out of the guy. He had the outlier was last season. It was a
great
disaster.
and good.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. There was peaks and valleys,
Sure.
but more peaks than valleys. This past year was an absolute disaster. So yeah, it's possible he could be the Josh Allen of 2021.
I love Josh Allen's swagger, Egan. He seems to me a guy without a conscience, that he can go out there and he's not going to get the one mistake's not going to shut him down.
Yeah, it probably helps when you have Stephon Diggs as a wide receiver.
It does.
It does. And
every great quarterback has had great wide receivers or great running backs.
Yeah. We love the confidence because he's winning. Like if he had the same swagger and he was losing, we would sit there and say,
I think he did have it. I think that was the thing. I think he did have it.
A little bit. I mean, I think you probably have to have a swagger to you if you're in the NFL. I mean, even like I think Aaron Rodgers is baby poop soft, but even he is sitting there discount double checking and I mean, you have to have a swagger to be a leader and a quarterback in the quarterback room.
Egan's bringing me down on this Josh Allen story.
Yeah.
And guess what? No. But the thing is, though, if Pat doesn't believe, or if Pat believes it's just because of Stephon Diggs, that's cool.
I think he's progressed. I think he's definitely
progressed amazingly this year.
Yeah, I see a guy who like let's put it this way, his arm is now stretched out. Okay, I equate it to a pitcher early in the season. All right, his arm's not stretched out yet. He's not getting everything he wants to. If you look at the small little windows, and I don't know if it was me and you, Egan, talking about this the other day, or if I was somebody else, the small windows that he was throwing into in the playoffs so far, it's unbelievable to me for two things. One, that he fits it in there, and two, that he has the confidence to fit it in there. You're talking about a guy in only his third year.
That's what she said.
He's only in his third year. And for him to progress, like Pat said, progress as much as he had to have this confidence, and now it equates to numbers also. It might be, even though he's younger, he might be your Carson Wentz model.
Well, if you're Carson Wentz, look, you got to sit down and watch the others in the league and learn from them. You got to be a sponge this offseason. And if you're looking at Josh Allen, you got to learn to let it rip. I mean, see your window. The window closes in a second in the NFL. So if you got to throw guys open, you got to throw it to a spot and have that trust they're going to get there. And Josh Allen's doing that.
Here's what I don't understand, though. Rob Maddie reporting, Pat, that is it Rob Maddie? I'm sorry. I'm just getting.
You're looking at that's right.
I'm looking at Rob Maddie reporting that his coach has no interest in coaching Carson Wentz. That's the report.
Yeah, that's troubling.
That, to me, that is troubling because
he might really like the Cheesecake Factory in Buffalo, though.
Wouldn't he be Egan? Wouldn't he be the guy? Right? Wouldn't he?
Yeah,
be the guy?
he would kind of. If you're looking at the list of guys who are still out there
and available,
he'd be the top of the list to fix Carson Wentz. And it's very troubling that guy is saying, "No, I'd rather just stick around and be an offensive coordinator in Buffalo."
Reportedly passed over by the Chargers. That a lot of people thought he'd get the Charger job, and there were people that reportedly thought he'd get the Charger job, and he didn't get it. Had the rug pulled out from under him. I wonder if, Pat, if he feels like he's in a good spot and he feels good with it, he'll wait till the next round of job openings because Philly and Houston don't appeal to him, even though I don't know if he's even interviewed with Houston.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't looked into it, but very possible. I also thought maybe it's a situation of Howie and Jeffrey want another yes man who doesn't demand all this power. And that's the new trendy thing is if you're a hot coaching candidate, you want to pick the groceries. You want to be the guy to have a lot of say in that room. Well, obviously, Jeffrey and Howie don't want you to have a lot of say in the room because they think they're the smartest guys in the room. So it seems to me like they want a yes man, and that probably won't fly with Brian Doble, who is a hot coaching candidate.
Why does Rob Maddie have this story?
There's probably some connections. Rob's been covering the team a long time, maybe to Sean McDermott from his time here.
Because I'm trying to connect dots on the story.
And Leslie Frazier also has ties here.
Correct. There's
so there is a lot of Philly area.
There's some way that Rob's doing his reporting on this, and I'm trying to connect the dots.
Rob works his network, yeah.
So here's my next question to that. Is Sean McDermott? That's my theory with Sean McDermott.
I don't think he thinks of the Eagles fondly.
And that's what I wonder if he told, I will wait till the next job search.
Wow. It could be.
Because I always do that every single time. Yeah. Every single time a reporter who I know sources their material and does the legwork. When they have a story, I try to figure out who the sources are.
Absolutely.
Sure. And I was thinking Sean McDermott.
Yeah,
and maybe he's steering him away from the Eagles organization.
It could be. It could be. Or, look, you're up in Buffalo. You're part of something special there. Like, this could be something that is growing right before you under Sean McDermott and starts to get real big. Maybe Brian Doble thinks that, okay, I'm going to have my pick of the litter if I'm just a little bit patient. Should I jump ship or should I stick with this Josh Allen, Sean McDermott special thing that we have going here on the cusp of going to a Super Bowl? I can understand that.
But 650, 6 o'clock Sports Center last night.
Yeah.
I heard Doble. I heard Doble. I heard. I'm going Doble.
It's Doble, right. I believe.
I'll go Doble.
But the thing is, I heard reporters mentioning it different.
Well, it's certainly possible. Sean McDermott, look, his heart's probably split about the Eagles because he left a finance job to get a start here, came up through the ranks, looked up to Jim Johnson, loved the franchise. Then he was made D coordinator and scapegoated after 1 year.
And he was scapegoated.
Yes, absolutely. And replaced by the offensive line coach as defensive coordinator. So I'm sure his departure from the organization was less than stellar in his mind. So he's probably a little bit of a split heart. But I think it's more indicative of how they might feel about Wentz, right? Like if you're Doble, you're going, all right, well, I know I can fix that guy because I've seen it.
Yeah.
It would be an appealing job if you believe in Carson Wentz, right?
What's we got? We got Stefanski. We got McDermott.
Mm-hmm.
We have Joe Judge.
Yeah.
So we have 3 Catholic League, Philly Catholic League guys coaching in the NFL.
3 of 32. Isn't that amazing?
That's really incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
It is what I say. It's like the amount of referees in the NBA that came out of my high school.
Yeah.
Well, I say one high school produced so many NBA referees.
Yeah.
I look at the same way and go, wow, that is that is a pipeline.
Yeah. I mean, you almost had a PCL AFC championship game had Cleveland been able to pull that off. I mean, the fact that Stefanski and McDermott could have faced off is incredible. Incredible.
Stefanski's probably your coach of the year.
Him or McDermott.
Yeah.
Stefanski's probably going to end up getting it. I mean, is Newman College have anybody who's ascended to the NFL?
Wow.
No, I'm just wondering. Pat,
No, don't they have?
I'm trying to reach out.
Or no, that was Widener. Dan
know.
McMullen is a Widener guy, I believe.
Yeah, I don't dip
Johnson.
into the alumni pool of Newman. So
Hello, Newman. I wonder if Widener at one time, and you're the stat geek, Lynch. Widener at one time, the all-time leading receiver at one time in Division III. I would constantly get talked about is that your brother, Tom? And I was like, no. And I would just say, I'd end up saying, no, that's like a distant cousin. There was Tom Kincade, who is in the area, but it wasn't the Kincades, but they spelled it like we do.
Yeah.
So there's only two Kincades families that spell it like we do.
And now he gets that.
So
Tom Kincade now.
Yeah. Are you John?
Yeah,
Are you related to John?
Related to John.
Yeah.
I think they may distance themselves from that.
How the turntables.
Or it can work.
And Dan Mullen was your sinus, not.
And he was Drexel Hill.
Yes,
Dan
Drexel
Mullen,
Hill,
born
yeah.
in Drexel Hill. We would bond over that at SEC Media Days until he found out that I was very critical of him. And then he turned down the last interview at SEC Media Days because he found out from his Delco boys that I was very critical of him, his older sinus buddies.
Well, you had to be as a Georgia representative, right?
No, because I wasn't. They never accepted me as a Georgia representative. I was the damn Yankee.
Yeah.
But the thing is Dan Mullen is more sizzled than steak. He's absolutely more sizzled than steak. He has the great. It's the rep.
Sells it well.
Oh yeah, he's great at stirring it up and creating the buzz and going to the rubber chicken dinner circuit
for a $6 million salary. I'll take that.
You do have to live in You do have to live in Gainesville, which you haven't done.
Is it?
I'm only going to warn you. I'm only going to warn you. You haven't lived in Gainesville.
All right.
Stop in Gainesville next time you're driving down. You're driving down to Disney or something, stop in Gainesville.
Jamie doesn't drive.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a driver.
A driver.
Excuse me, can you pull over in Gainesville?
So you guys fly. Now, you guys are big Disney people in the show, and you guys fly to Disney.
Yeah. Well, these guys haven't really yet experienced with the kids.
I can't wait.
You'll drive from Philly?
No, drive.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I'll drive from Atlanta.
It's a different beast up here.
Well, you drive from Atlanta. It's literally 6 hour and 15 minutes door to door.
Yeah.
With two
You
stops.
had it easy then.
With 2 stops. And it's all highway driving.
My wife brought up one time, why don't we drive to Disney? Because when she was a kid, I think her parents drove down there.
Yeah, we did.
So she brought it up while we were going to our swim club. The 15-minute drive from our house, 5-minute drive from our house to swim club. 4 times during the ride to the swim club, I had to turn around and tell the kids to stop doing something in the back seat. And then I turned to her and I said, really? You want 24 hours of this?
To Disney.
Yes. No, I'm never driving to Disney.
My dad paid me a nickel because on the ride down, they had the south of the border signs.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're in North Carolina,
South there.
South Carolina, and they would have the signs. So along 95, every mile, there would be one. My father paid me a nickel for every one that I didn't read. Because
so your dad knew to shut you up way back then.
With money.
Uh-huh.
So Bob, now, why are you reaching for your wallet? Why is Bob reaching for his wallet? He would pay me a nickel for every one. And literally it would be, keep track.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be 1, 2, and I'd be keeping track. And he'd go, don't read it.
Great cash, homie.
Don't read it out loud. I always wondered where the mailman had all that money to pay me to shut up. I always sort of wondered about that. Your FU money, you need some? My dad could have used it. Some FU money. The keyword comes your way at 8 o'clock this morning. It's from us for you, the Fanatic users. Get it? 8 o'clock this morning, you'll have your opportunity to win $500. But you got to be listening and grab that keyword. And then, by the way, then you got a chance at 10, then you got a chance at 12, then you got a chance at 2 and 4 and 6 and 8. So we're constantly giving you a chance to win money as we begin 2021, and everybody could use some. All right, we got a lot coming up. And by the way, if you'd like to get in at any time, you can join us at 610-632-0975. Any chance that this conspiracy theory is factual? I'll present to you the conspiracy theory, and then you will have your say. It's the John Kincade Show. 7 o'clock hour coming your way next here on The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm in for a bad hair day.
on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, it's Rob Motti. Basketball is back, and you know what that means. It's time for me to fire up the FanDuel Sportsbook app. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, there are so many ways to bet on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. I love how easy it is to use the app. It's easy to register, easy to deposit, easy to find your bet. And if it's that simple for me, it will be for you. I love the odds boost and the specials, and the live betting is awesome. It's easy to place your bet fast during a game. If you see a trend you like, now is the perfect time to give FanDuel a shot. If you sign up today, FanDuel will let you place your first bet risk-free. That's right. They'll give you up to $1,000 back if you don't win. When you do win, FanDuel pays you your winnings in as little as 24 hours. And when you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, sign up with promo code 97ROB so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code 97ROB.
Must be 21 plus and present in NJ or PA. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yo, the college basketball season is heating up, and I'm telling you that we need to turn our attention to the Wendy's Wooden Watch. Now, in 2002, I was honored to receive the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. That's very important. This year, players like Luka Garza, Cade Cunningham, Rhymes Howard, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2021 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year is presented by Wendy's.
Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich is now in the 2 for $5, and that's reason to celebrate. Try the new classic and then take your mouth on a victory lap with the iconic Dave single, the delicious spicy chicken sandwich, spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, or just get another classic chicken sandwich. Taste greatness today with Wendy's 2 for $5. We got you.
For a limited time, a la carte only. Price and participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's.
I went to check on Pop today. We put our hands up to the glass as if we were touching. But really, the only touching part was that we both tried to smile.
That's no way to say hello or goodbye. COVID-19 vaccines are here, but until enough of us are vaccinated, we'll all still need to help slow the spread. Keep a 6-foot distance, wear a mask, and avoid indoor social gatherings. Learn more about vaccines and slowing the spread at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
You ever lie awake at night, can't sleep, not wanting to see what time it is because that's just going to keep you up? Tonight, try ZzzQuil Pure Z's all night. Unlike other sleep aids, our extended-release melatonin helps you fall asleep naturally and then slowly releases so you stay asleep longer through the night. It's non-habit-forming with no next-day grogginess. ZzzQuil Pure Z's all night, so you can fall asleep and stay asleep. Available at retailers near you.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Is the cost of finishing the basement worth the benefit of some peace and quiet?
When questions find you, Merrill Edge Self-Directed Investing can help you find answers with personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go, even if it's just downstairs. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Carmen's startup found an angel investor, but now they're asking for a miracle from her development team.
Hello, this is Carmen. That's exciting news. I guess we could launch early.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
For DIY projects, you know the Home Depot's always in your corner. Now with our mobile app, it can also be in the palm of your hand. With digital tools like image search, snap a picture of something. It'll recognize it and serve up product suggestions in seconds. And our product locator will check availability and lead you right to it. The Home Depot mobile app. Download it today to get started. Only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Donating blood saves lives. But did you know that donating plasma saves lives too? Plasma is used to treat life-threatening illnesses, including COVID. Plasma donors are needed immediately. And when you donate plasma at a local CSL Plasma Donation Center, you can earn up to $700 a month for doing a good deed. And they even have a new referral bonus program. And most people are eligible to donate, and it's easy to do. Just download the CSL Plasma app or go to cslplasma.com to find a donation center near you. That's cslplasma.com.
Happy Hour and Bob Cooney on a Tuesday night. Check out Beers with Bob. This and every Tuesday night at 6.
Presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
Bob Cooney and Andrew Salchunas go around the world of sports, bringing you updates and breaking news, plus all the betting lines you need. It's Beers with Bob on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yes, I'm a seasoned broadcaster, but I've also got a fine head of hair.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Everybody awake? Most people had a 3-day weekend. We did not. We were here working yesterday on the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. It is the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic, on Twitch.tv, on YouTube, and of course on that 97.5 The Fanatic app that so many of you have been downloading and been listening, and we appreciate you getting involved in the stream. So when you're shaving, when you're cooking breakfast, whatever it is, and you can always ask Alexa to play 97.5 The Fanatic. I tried to pause there. I was told if I pause, it won't set off everybody's Alexa. The 9 o'clock hour 7 o'clock hour, I should say, brought to you by Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Go with the home team, download the app now, or go to parkscasino.com/PA. I present to you now one of the first editions of John Kincade Show Theater. I watched Little Unsolved Mysteries last night because the Flyers game sucked.
Yeah, it did. I threw on the Tiger Woods documentary.
So, I present you a conspiracy theory that came out of yesterday's show meeting after the show.
Love conspiracy theories.
Is there any chance that Josh McDaniels and the Patriots played the Eagles for intelligence gathering by interviewing for reportedly 10 hours on Sunday? I love conspiracy theories. Yesterday, this came up and got floated around. Again, conspiracy theory. And considering the nefarious nature of the Patriots organization, I want you to take this walk with me in your mind. The Patriots don't have a quarterback for next year. What if the Patriots organization and Josh McDaniels have their eyes on Carson Wentz? So before they make an offer, they want to hear how bad the situation is. The Eagles, diarrhea of the mouth, are willing to tell all these candidates how terrible things were and how they need someone to coach up Carson Wentz. Is he really a good teammate? Was it just a bad situation? Can he dig his way out of it? Then McDaniels weasels his way back to New England with no intention of taking the Eagles' job. He has all the intel that he needs to be able to then get the Eagles at a discount price to deal Carson Wentz to the Patriots. It's probably just a wacky conspiracy theory. But are you putting it past the Patriots to try to outsmart the Eagles on a chessboard? I'd guard the hen house if I was Jeffrey Lurie, because I think a wolf may be prowling. That's where we begin the 7 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch and Pat Egan and the coach Eric Camille. So, Bob, It was great. When it was brought up, everyone perked up. Could that be? Could Josh McDaniels have played the Eagles in order to get all the information he needs on whether he wants Carson Wentz or not? Or whether he knows how bad it is and whether the Eagles potentially are willing to move on from Carson Wentz?
I give you a standing ovation.
You like that?
On your conspiracy theory. I honestly do.
I bogarted. It actually was the bosses. And I bogarted it for the show because like Jamie said earlier, I'm willing to whore someone else's great idea.
Well, I have a counter conspiracy to your conspiracy.
Whoa.
Maybe the Eagles have the upper hand here. Are prying quarterback guru knowledge out of Josh McDaniels, saying, hey, present to us your plan to fix Carson Wentz.
Here's the problem with that, Pat Egan. Jamie Lynch just floated a proposal where the Eagles organization was smarter and outsmarted the Patriots.
No. Stop.
No.
Now you went too far.
Maybe that one Sunday, February 4th, 2018.
It's really spoiled my brain.
Maybe that Sunday they managed to outsmart that organization, but on a daily basis, they're in.
I agree with you, but I have to give them some sliver of hope here, right?
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You really don't.
I think they've earned that. They're one of the most successful franchises of the last 25 years. Maybe they're playing that game.
With all due respect, as we sit here and talk about conspiracy theories,
that means
you sound
have no
foolish.
Respect for
because if they were going defensive-minded coach, maybe you steal the quarterback gurus, and I do that in air quotes, information to fix Wentz.
Dr. Evil?
I
thought he was going to do the $1 million.
Let's think even bigger. You know, John, you talked about earlier, oh my God, they've talked to 8, 9, 10 guys, whatever it is.
10 interviews.
They may be interviewing more than one person for more than one job.
A lot of people think Gerard Mayo is actually being interviewed for D coordinator if McDaniels gets it. So it could be a 2-for-1.
Right. If you're hiring a leader of men or if you're hiring a D coordinator, you have to hire an offensive guru to come in here to try to, and I'm getting so sick of this term, fix Wentz. But you very well, in the Eagles' minds, might be interviewing for more than one position.
I think in the midst of a pandemic, Pat, the local sandwich shop isn't interviewing 10 people for a position, let alone the Eagles, who appear to be interviewing anybody who wants an interview.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying on there, and I just looked on this website called QAnon, which confirmed all of this, what you're saying. I think the Eagles are sitting there and interviewing a lot of people because they have the ability to do so because every single job dried up except Houston. So why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you cast out a net and see what you get back from it?
Because the thing is, you fish for something. I guess fishermen, Bob, go out and fish for, we're fishing for tuna. We're fishing for, we know where to go. The Eagles have no idea what they're fishing for. They may want carp. They may be looking for flounder. They may be looking for bluefish.
They'll take what they can get.
Yeah, they're just casting the net and saying, whoever we pull in this net, we're willing to talk to.
Yeah, but this happened last time. Remember, they wanted Ben McAdoo. They wanted Adam Gase. They didn't get either of them. They had to settle for Doug Peterson. They settled for Doug Peterson.
Who's one of our fine sponsors? Indeed. I hear on the station.
Yeah.
Indeed, you do. You know what you do in Indeed? You know what Indeed tells you?
You go to their database.
They sift through the 5,000 resumes that they've got, and they find you 10, 20 people that fit the criteria what you're looking for. The Eagles? No, they don't need Indeed. The Eagles, they're like, what? We're just going to anybody send in your resume.
Well, if you're going back to
the inbox is open.
The sandwich analogy, you know, if you want the best sandwich artist around, you probably interview 10 to 15 sandwich makers. You take the first slapstick, there's an art to sandwich making.
It's artisanal.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because
if you want the first slapstick that comes through your door, then you only do 2 or 3 interviews.
Cheeses were artisanal.
Oh, sandwiches
I didn't think sandwiches were artisanal, are they?
Oh, the way that Jamie eats them?
No.
The way that Jamie eats them?
A properly constructed sandwich is an art form.
I made gazpacho last night.
What you're not aware of is Jamie's actually, and this is where he got his money, from the Earl of Sandwich. He's a distant relative.
Myrna, please. Could you bring young Jamie, Master
Grey
Jamie?
Poupon was invented by Jamie Lynch.
We would like a sandwich.
You don't know a bad sandwich until you get it.
Good point.
Young Jamie needs a sandwich. Myrna, could you get one, please?
And what do you get more upset about? If somebody says this is the greatest sandwich ever, and then you say, yeah, but did you try this, and this, and they say no. That pisses me off more than somebody that tries 100 sandwiches and then decides on which one. So if the Eagles come up with a head coach, if they interviewed 2 people and they hired one, we'd be like, My God, they didn't even talk to such and such and such. I don't mind that they're interviewing 100 people.
Oh, my gosh, I think it's ridiculous.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either.
I don't mind it at all. I think it's actually smart.
You're in the minority.
I'm
How's it feel?
completely standing on an island.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you guys don't at all. I mean, I'm very surprised.
I think you got to eat poop on this one, bud.
I'm
You
very
lost.
surprised. No. I would not eat poop. I would not eat poop. I would not. Even when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I would not do that. You're welcome to join in the interaction at 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Look, all I'll say to you is this. The thing Bob's saying there, what pisses him off with it, to me, it's the cheesesteak thing. Oh, if you don't get your cheesesteaks here, it's garbage.
They're all delicious.
Oh God, that place is garbage. You got to go to this place. Oh, that you go there? That's the worst. Cheesesteaks, the difference with cheesesteaks is probably on a scale of 1 to 10. You're talking about a 1 to 1.5 variance.
Yeah. No, now I feel personally attacked. Now you've done it. Now you've done it, Kincade. Yep.
Really? Tell me.
Yep.
Tell me. First of all, tell me, there's nobody advertising with us, by the way, so I don't believe. So I don't want to offend, but I mean, honestly, I've heard there are 2 places in town that I've always heard, oh, you go there? Why wouldn't you go here? It's the best cheesesteak ever.
Because you're going to
Subway. And I'm like, it's not. No, I don't.
You're going to Subway for cheesesteaks.
I do not go to. I've never had a Subway cheesesteak in my life. I don't go. I do not do chains. Going to a chain gives me the heebie-jeebies.
On the same website that I saw the Josh McDaniels conspiracy theory, I saw a picture of you walking out of a Subway with a cheesesteak.
No, you didn't. You absolutely didn't.
Okay.
Now, a Publix would be the only place when I've been down in Georgia. That was the only place that you would go would be considered a chain. And then they're carving the meat for the sandwich right in front of you.
Yeah, I could send you to the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia, but I don't want to do that because they're all delicious. I respect all cheesesteaks.
I love
and you devour them.
I love the confidence with which people say it, though.
Oh, I have it.
It's like it's the best cheesesteak. Why?
It's the best. It's the cheese.
It's the cheese.
It's different than others.
Okay.
Many say the roll. Many say it's the roll.
See, the roll to
Deluxe
me is
Italian
huge.
Bakery
The fresh
roll.
homemade roll.
It's got to have a good semblance of grease seeping
Oh,
into
absolutely.
the roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the roll has to be sort of...
Are you familiar with Cooper Sharp?
No.
It's the best melty cheese. It melts the best.
Good cheese. It's a good cheese.
It's a
Good
great
cheese.
good cheese.
I know Cooper Sharp. Yeah, I've met him. We hang out.
It's the best melted cheese.
I think
You don't know nothing about Cooper Sharp.
Cooper Sharp. No, we had whatever they had at Broomall Cold Cuts back in the day was what we had. Whatever they had back in the day. You can join us, 610-632-0975. Reminder, Flyers and Sabres tonight. The Flyers get a second chance to make a first impression on the Sabres because that was terrible last night.
Ridiculous.
You'll hear it 7 o'clock tonight right here on The Fanatic. In the linchpin, Jamie's hatred sometimes gets very random.
This is the linchpin.
I hate the city of Toronto from a sports aspect.
Really?
And let me tell you why. So this week, there's some Bruins and Celtics games going on. So I was thinking, it's like a mini, Boston rivalry week. That's cool. And I was like, what's everybody's most hated city? And, the question that's been done 1,000 times. And most
Call
people,
us now.
Yeah, 610.
And we'll put up a poll question.
Have either of you ever been polled? And it's going to be Boston or New York for most people. So I thought, all right, that's stupid. It doesn't have any legs to it. But I thought, and I'll give mine, which is Toronto, and I want to see everybody's random sports city that they hate.
Do you hate their football team?
Yeah, the Argonauts? They're a pain in my ass. So between growing up, Joe Carter ripped my heart out of my chest as a kid. That was the first time I had heartbreak as a diehard sports fan. I'll never forget where I was. I can picture my living room perfectly. I can remember sinking down into myself. Ty Domi I hated. The Maple Leafs were always a pain in my ass. And then Kawhi Leonard had to go and do the quadruple doink.
Where he traveled.
What it do, baby?
Where he traveled.
Yeah, sure. He did.
traveled.
He took 3 steps.
Absolutely traveled.
I randomly hate the city of Toronto from my sports.
From your sports standpoint.
My sports gut. I hear it's a great city. I want to go there.
Awesome.
But sports-wise, I hate their guts. So I ask you guys, what's your random sports hatred city?
I got to think about this one. I will tell you this. I have never seen the Joe Carter home run except his swing. I was in Kelly's.
On Lancaster Ave?
Right down from the Villanova campus. In the bar. Joe Carter swung the bat. I knew what was happening. I turned and
walked out
of the bar and went out. I've never watched it to this day. I turn it off.
I've seen it on MLB TV a lot.
I turn it off. I don't know if he did cartwheels. I don't know if he tore his shirt open.
Do you want to know what he did?
No, I don't want to know anything that he did because I hate that moment.
Yeah.
Bob, I'm thinking about my city. You got one? And you traveled to a lot of these cities, too.
Yeah, pretty much all of them.
Gosh.
I'm thinking maybe Miami.
Really?
Well, the Heat,
they're annoyingly good.
The baseball team is annoyingly bad, but they always beat the locals.
That's a good one. The Marlins do have their number.
Random's a good one. I don't.
I'm going to go state of Florida, too, and I'm going to go Tampa. Because
Rondé
my brother,
freaking Barber.
That loss, the most wounding loss ever to me as a fan, closing down the vet, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming in and winning.
You're not alone.
And winning that Super Bowl that the Eagles easily would have won that Super Bowl over the Raiders. The Tampa Bay Lightning, I've always hated them as a hockey team, just like they have a...
You always wanted Stamkos on the Flyers.
I just don't like it very, very much. And to me, you got a great baseball team and you don't support it.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
That they have a great baseball team and they don't show any support for it. Where are you going, Egan, on this question?
I can't stand Los Angeles. I can't stand them.
Okay.
And it harkens back to...
There's so many teams to choose from.
It harkens back to 2001.
Okay.
I was in 6th grade.
Kobe said he's going to rip your heart out of your chest.
Yeah. I never forgave him for that. Ever.
Which he did.
Which is awesome.
He did. He ripped my heart out. I never forgave him for it.
I respect that.
Shaq intimidated you
Shaq
on
dunking
this show.
all over
you.
Yeah, Shaq bullied you.
He did. He bullied me.
Say it, Egan.
Yeah, you guys are sitting there. Like, eventually I might meet this guy. I don't want to be talking smack to him.
Yeah, you should talk smack to him.
All right. Well, maybe next time.
Next time you do talk smack to him and you have some fun with him.
Yeah, look, I never liked the Los Angeles Lakers. I find their organization annoying. They have 50 million teams. They're rarely supported. Other than the Lakers, they're rarely supported.
Dodgers draw 3 million. Dodgers draw 2.
And they all show up in the 4th inning.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's...
That's a traffic problem.
Yeah, I mean, that entire stadium
Have you ever tried to get into Chavez Ravine?
Oh, all the time. I go, yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's horrible in and out.
Yeah, but you know why? Because it was built on a city dump.
It's horrible.
It's not a great
I get
spot.
It. I understand.
Have you been to
stadium.
Foxborough?
Yes.
What's worse, getting in?
I heard they've changed the
They had to do something.
There's another inlet when I went to the old Gillette. The old one.
That was
it was terrible.
That's the best a man can get.
It was like, but it took like 4 hours to get home from a game. Like,
Washington's really bad. Washington Stadium is really bad.
Washington sucks, yeah.
Washington's really bad.
Getting out of there, but it was in a business park, I thought.
It is, but it's just bad.
It's hard getting in and out of there.
Tickets for the game are much cheaper than parking tickets.
By the way, who wants a bus trip next year, John Kincade Show bus trip down to a road game?
Oh, hell yeah.
DC, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, absolutely.
DC,
I go every year. So I went to college in D.C. I've been going to the Eagles at D.C. game for, I guess, 15 plus years.
You go down in the morning. You don't stay the night.
I usually spend the weekend with my buddies down there that still live down there.
I'm talking about something where we're
in and out.
We are literally getting on a bus with our listeners.
Quick hitting? Oh, I'm in. As long as we can get a keg on that bus.
In for the day. Absolutely.
Well, I just won.
It's a good point.
Bob's going to be on the bus.
Why limit yourself?
Let's be honest. Bob will be on the bus.
Let's have bigger goals here.
I'm thinking about this. So, Sales, get on that, please. Sales, just a little memo to Sales. Hey, this report brought to you by Audible. New year, new goals. New listens on Audible. Discover your Audible originals, audiobooks, podcasts, and more, all in one place. Start your free trial at audible.com. That read was not even audible at all. That's
hey, Junior!
That is the ironic thing about it. You younger guys have lived in an era of dating before you were married where a lot of communication with women went down via text.
I wasn't. I'm oddly right in that in between. So, like, when I was in college, my parents gave me a cell phone to call them, but it was one of those old Nokia bricks that I would literally turn on and off.
My brother still has one, I think.
Wow.
I think he still has he has a flip phone, though.
So I remember going
a flip phone.
Going into my drawer, turning on my cell phone, calling my parents, turning off the cell phone, and putting it away. So I wasn't really in that time era.
Egan, you were then. You fall into this.
A little bit.
Where guys think that women want to talk to them via text.
No, I didn't get text messaging until I was a freshman in college.
So
and
there
before
was no
that,
texting before that?
No, there was. No, I didn't get texting.
You didn't get texting.
Until freshman in college. Before that, I had to call everybody. And then
Is that your mom didn't turn it on for you?
It was actually my dad. My dad was like, that 10 cents killed him. So he was dead set on not getting, you can't have text messaging.
I don't get the 10-cent reference.
It was 10 cents a text message.
Yeah, when it first came out, it was like,
I don't remember that at all.
It was a per text play, yeah.
Really?
Me and you were on a different tax bracket there, Kincade.
Okay, yeah.
So it was 10 cents a text message, and he didn't want to pay for it. I don't blame him for it. So
I'd kill.
Eventually, though, I got text messaging, and then that became a lot easier to communicate with people.
Well, the Mets general manager wishes that he didn't have text messaging.
Fully naked and erect penis.
That was, thank you very much, Jeff Passan. That was his analysis of the story this morning on ESPN on SportsCenter. And Jared Porter is his name. I had no idea who Jared Porter was. No idea who he was. Like, I've never seen Jared Porter.
He just pulled off a great deal.
And I pictured in my head driving in this morning.
Really?
The Mets GM was sending shots of his privates and 62 unrequited text messages to a female reporter.
Nudes, yes, that's the important word here.
In my head, I was trying to say, what does Jared Porter look like? That's how my mind works. I wanted to picture in my head. I hadn't ever seen him. I swear to you, if I had a police sketch artist tell me what Jared Porter looks like, Bob, I picked it. I would have driven. They would have been able to pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah,
based on my description.
He fits the description. Yeah, he kind of looks like a creeper.
He looks like he couldn't get laid in a women's prison with a fistful of pardons. I mean, honestly, he really does.
Wow.
He does. I mean, he's that kind of guy, and I pictured that kind of guy. Who does this? Who does this?
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Does any guy with game send 62 unrequited text messages?
No.
Because my guess would be, if a guy has game, you get 4 or 5 and aren't answered, you're on to the next woman.
Yeah.
Or you might be sending 10 different women 5 texts, and you're fishing. You're like the Eagles coaching search.
This is, are you
Mike, it's early for that.
Are you familiar with Swingers?
Yes.
It's the scene. This is pre-text messaging.
Yes.
Him calling her and leaving the voicemail.
Yes.
It's awkward. It needs to stop. Once you go past like 7 or 8 text messages and it's unanswered, you gotta stop, buddy.
Do you fire him?
Oh my God! Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, that's
this guy's deal.
Now this is what a prude I am. My second thoughts after what a creeper were, wow, this could hurt the Mets organization a little bit. Good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, he's fired. Jamie's right. Yeah,
you have to. Yeah, that's a
you
culture
can't live with
You're
that.
saying HR is just having a meeting this morning figuring out why are we...
Yeah, they're out of GM right now. No question in my mind.
You got a cucumber in your rectum? Loosen up.
Mike didn't
Just a couple
text that to
photos.
somebody, right? I mean, he just said it.
I have a question though. Why is all the reporting that it's an unclothed penis? Or is there?
I mean, seriously.
Is there a
I
clothed
wondered
penis with
about
a top hat and cane
I
that's dancing
wondered
around
like
on
a good
stage?
boner.
I wondered about that with Jeff Passan's report.
Yeah, an unclothed.
Is that overwriting?
Yeah, if it was closed, we wouldn't see it.
I guess he's saying.
He's not sending the
saying
pants tent.
You could say yes if he was sending a picture like that.
I guess.
Well, there was already a bulgy picture that was sent before that. So once you get past the bulge one and you get to the naked one, I think we can figure out.
Yeah.
what's
Usually
what.
when I send penis pics, I like to put a nice ascot and top hat on.
I need the Egan. I will need Bob.
Yeah, like
saying
that would
the
fit.
bulgy pic.
It's a tiny ascot, Bob.
I will need that. The bulgy pic. Bob saying bulgy pic.
Yeah.
A little top hat on.
Here's what's great though. The Mets
Dress it up. Make it look nice.
The Mets really.
That's getting creepy.
They cannot get out of their own way.
No,
Good,
this is
good,
the most.
good.
This is the most Mets thing in the world.
And
this
by
is
the
the
way-
culture they've built. I love it.
He looks like when I think wonky, numbers crunching GM in baseball, he fits the suit. He fits the suit
It's
exactly.
a big
like
suit.
that. Yeah, Jared Porter. I think he's wearing stretchy pants. Maybe after the holidays. You can join us, too, at 610-632-0975. Do not text us. Do not text us, please. 610-632-0975. Coach, did this station ever have a text line? Remember when that was a thing in radio? Send us your text so listeners could send texts. That was not always the smartest decision.
Yeah, no, we did.
You
and
did?
The problem is you could text back.
Oh, really?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the problem?
I'll tell you that story off
That
air.
was the problem? Yeah, I'd like to hear a little bit more about the history of the radio station that I call home. All right, coming up, the introduction of an element to this show that is going to make this show accountable to you. That's next on the John Kincade Show. This is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, I've been telling you guys about the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM. And you might ask me, Pat, why are they the king of sportsbooks? Well, here's another example. They're inviting new customers to start 2021 off right with a risk-free bet up to $500. Just sign up today on the BetMGM app and use the bonus code PAT-EGAN. That's all one word. Just use that bonus code to start enjoying BetMGM's innovative parlay selection features because, folks, they have truly taken parlays to the next level. I've been loving hopping on the BetMGM app and building a full parlay from a single game. But parlays aren't the only thing they have. BetMGM also has live betting options because they know that you want to win at all times of the day. For example, right now, if you hop on the BetMGM app, I can bet the Guangzhou Lions against Xinjiang in the Chinese Basketball Association. That's a real bet that I can make right now. Seriously. They've also have daily boosted odds specials and much, much more. The football playoffs continue. The grand finale is right around the corner. Pro basketball is in full swing as well as hockey. MMA returns tomorrow. And that's all to say there couldn't be a better time to download the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com. And when you do, don't forget, enter the bonus code PAT-EGAN to get back up to $500 in risk-free bets. With your first wager, bet with confidence all year long at BetMGM, where you're always just one tap away from your victory dance. BetMGM Sports in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know it's a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I hate Steven Singer. I get that a lot. You know why? Why? Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied. So, how can I help you? Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
It's free, and your rose is guaranteed for life.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich is now in the 2 for $5, and that's reason to celebrate. Try the new classic and then take your mouth on a victory lap with the iconic Dave's Single, the delicious spicy chicken sandwich, spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, or just get another classic chicken sandwich. Taste greatness today with Wendy's 2 for $5. We got you.
For a limited time, a la carte only. Price and participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's. Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway, like wearing your pajama bottoms on a work call. But managing your prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. That's why CVS has a proprietary search tool to find ways that may help lower your prescription costs, and will deliver them for free. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. Come in or call today and get a free prescription savings review at CVS. Savings vary. Not all patients eligible for savings. Delivery restrictions apply. Visit CVS.com for details.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Without more licensed workers, Gary's roofing business might hit its ceiling.
Hey, that new contract just got pushed up. We are gonna need all hands on deck to make this happen.
Hey, Gary, you booked me on that other job next week.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Mike Miss for Farron Electric. You know, under normal circumstances, there are a lot of electrical problems we're willing to overlook. But these days are anything but normal, which makes minor things like ungrounded outlets, a breaker that keeps tripping, or not having enough outlets in every room a little more noticeable and a lot more irritating. Farron Electric is available to help you with all of your family's electrical needs, and they'll take every health precaution while doing so. Visit FarronElectric.com. That's FARRYN Electric.com.
Whether you're a pro on the job site or managing properties, clean and safe is your #1 priority. And Lowe's has the pro-grade cleaning supplies you need. We go beyond the basics, bringing you commercial cleaning from top brands like Clorox, Zep, and Rubbermaid. And in larger sizes, so you can take on any cleaning job, knowing you have the quantity you need. Shop Lowe'sForPros.com and have your items delivered, or pick up in store. Lowe's, the new home for pros. U.S. only.
Let's go, Phillies, let's go! The Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia limited edition Phillies commemorative card has arrived, but only for a limited time. To receive yours, head over to Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia and sign up for Live Rewards, our award-winning rewards club. Mark your calendars and don't miss out. Now through February 11th. Visit livecasinohotelphilly.com for more details. Must be 21. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Thank God this is radio, or you'd have to be looking at my face.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. You are welcome in at all times. We appreciate you. We enjoy those who have adopted the show from day one and those who have been slowly coming to the table. And again, I ask you, please feel free, make me your side piece this entire show. If you have a favorite morning show, cheat on them and hang out with us 15, 20 minutes, half hour. The more time you spend with us, we love you a little more. I'm just going to be honest with you. We love you a little bit more when you do that. One of the ways that this show will be a little bit different is the era of hot take sports radio drives me crazy.
Yes.
Just drives me crazy. It's just something I do not.
Warning, this is a hot take alert.
It's a hot take on hot takes. I don't like them. I can see it.
They make my skin crawl.
I'm going to say something completely inflammatory and try to get phone calls on it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Let's just say I've heard it done way too much.
I'd rather be waterboarded.
I don't like it. Yes. Well, this show's going to be a little bit different, too, because when we say things on this show, it's going to matter. I present to you, and if you're on YouTube and Twitch right now, you can see it. Look at this very fancy book. This is the John Kincade Show Ledger of Accountability. And we are going to begin,
I love it.
We are going to begin filling this book like a Gideon Bible. This is going to be read one day in broadcasting schools all around the country. They will say, Whatever happened to that show? Well, we're going to be able to see why was it successful, or if we only get to page 7, why was it not? It's the ledger of accountability. There are so many hosts in our business and so many people in sports media that bang drums for effect and then don't get held accountable for their opinions.
Yes.
Every one of us is going to be accountable for everything.
Good.
So this week, for instance, we could have a JT Real Muto contract signing. I have been adamant that I believe signing JT for 5 years is overspending because you're bidding against yourself. So we will put down, if everybody thinks it's a great contract, we put it down in writing and we have our own little page on it and we can go back and we can reference it in the ledger of accountability. When the next Eagles coach is hired, we will say, is he going to be successful or not? If you think Josh McDaniels is going to be a disaster or whoever gets the job, we will put it in writing day one. And then we go back and we investigate at a later time. When the Phillies season comes around, how do we think the year is going to be? We put it in the ledger of accountability. And Bob says, I still hate the starting pitching. I think the lineup's too cheap, and they only win 77 games.
But Bob, Vinny Velasquez is back.
Yes.
Right. So we will be in the ledger of accountability, and then Coach strategically will pull out the ledger as the keeper of the ledger and hold us accountable.
He's the ledger keeper?
Yes, he's the ledger keeper.
Much like the gatekeeper.
Or the crypt keeper.
Yes.
You know, he's very, very similar to that.
In Coach we trust.
He could have people locked up.
So is the ledger kept in a different place than the envelopes?
Yes, we have to keep no, he can keep track of that, but the ledger has to be, by the way, this is nice.
That looks like a nice book.
Some cheap book.
It's a leather-bound book.
I'm expecting this show to have a run.
Where'd you get that, Barnes & Noble?
I got this at
B. Dalton Bookstore.
Staples.
Ah, nice.
Yesterday. And by the way, the customer service was fantastic. Staples, if you'd like to get involved in the show, love to have you on the show. I bought it, so it's not.
Did you hit the easy button on the way out?
I was impressed with the customer service because I'm sort of the lazy shopper. If I walk in and there's somebody standing there from the store,
I'm the same way.
I say, could you direct me to the?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't like
I'm
to waste.
exactly the opposite.
I'm the opposite too.
Yeah, I like roaming around.
So you like to roam around a Staples?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, then you're going to end up spending $20 more.
I'm looking for one thing. I knew what I was coming in for. I was coming in
go
for.
find it.
I was coming in for the ledger of accountability. By the way, we need a sound.
I was going to say like an 80s open.
The ledger of accountability.
We need a sounder for this. But this will be it. And so we will wait to populate the book, but I wanted to introduce it to you. And if listeners get a little pissed off at a conversation or a debate we're having, and they think that we're projecting into the future, and they're a little pissed off about hearing it, and they think that I'm an idiot about it, or they think Jamie or Bob's an idiot about it, maybe even Egan, they can ask to have us put something in the ledger of accountability so we can go back and make fun of the person.
I like that.
The thing. So we will hold ourselves accountable on this show instead of people who scrub their social media.
Lame. Only cowards delete tweets.
Scrub their social media. There's been a lot of that.
That's pathetic.
I put one up when Doug Peterson got successful. I was the person who wanted Adam Gase.
Ooh.
Now, Adam Gase had never been an NFL head coach. The only thing in my defense was he had never been an NFL head coach. I was all about the Gase.
I was on the Gus bus, so I'm right there with you.
You were on the Gus bus? What?
Oh, yeah, the Gus Bradley bus.
You wanted Gus Bradley?
Yeah, now I want that bus to run me over.
When Doug Peterson got hired, I was not a Peterson detractor.
No, I wasn't either.
Because I said, when Andy Reid was hired, I made the mistake of going, what?
Yeah.
Who's Andy Reid?
Yeah. That was what was first in my mind. I wasn't going to get happy or upset about anybody because I just didn't know.
Chubby quarterbacks coach from Green Bay.
Yeah,
who was
right?
working with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So you sat there and said, how much work did he really do?
We interviewed Jim McMahon once, and Jim McMahon said that he told Andy Reid became Jim McMahon's quarterback coach at one time in Green Bay. And Andy had been Jim McMahon's center, I guess, at BYU. And they knew each other.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he said, what the hell are you going to teach me about being a quarterback?
Like, good point.
What are you going
Caller
to teach
makes
me?
a good point.
What are you going to teach me about being a quarterback?
Yeah.
So The ledger of accountability will hold this show accountable. And if there's an argument on this show or something that we debate that you find annoying, that you want somebody to put it down in writing so we can humiliate them later, we're all about that humiliation. Now, in Cooney's Corner, Bob has some numbers that will tell you that maybe this team has an issue with this player, and it might not be getting any better.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
It might not be getting better, too, is all I'll warn you.
Yeah, so what were we all calling for when it came to the 76ers? Probably not just this offseason, but the offseason before and the offseason before. Well, next to that, something that you needed to add, and it was shooting. And we talked about it endlessly, that Joel Embiid needs shooters, that Ben Simmons needs shooters. I don't think it's any more obvious this year than we played it out to be, except to me, Ben Simmons needs the shooters more than Joel Embiid does. I think Embiid is hitting that next level unbelievably so. But the frustration with Ben Simmons started making me wonder, well, what's going on here? Why are we getting so down on Ben Simmons? And I understand it all. But when you look back at it, for this season alone, and it's a short sample size, when the 5 normal starters are in the game and play the game this year, the Sixers are 7-0. And Ben Simmons' turnover total is way down compared to when the regular starters aren't there. Okay, so they're 7-0 when all the starters are there. Listen to some of this. First game they lost at Cleveland, no Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, 15.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 turnovers. They play their first game without Seth Curry against Brooklyn. They lose, blowout. He has pedestrian 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 turnovers. No Curry and Harris in a win against Miami, 5 turnovers. No Curry win against Miami, 5 turnovers. No Curry in a loss to Memphis, 7 turnovers. I really think, and I'm not defending him, but I just think the numbers played out. The shooters really benefit Ben Simmons on this team, and when they are all together, look, his numbers might not reach the heights that we're all looking for, and he's going to frustrate. But 7-0 is 7-0, and he does play better when all those starters are on the floor.
When those turnovers are happening, could it be early season? No training camps, not a lot of preseason games, those type of things. So maybe if we check this in February, March, the numbers would be much different even without Embiid?
That would be the hope, right? And also put it this way, if you're missing a Seth Curry or a Tobias Harris, you're usually filling that in with a Tyrese Maxey, who he's never played with before. Or you might be filling it in with a Dwight Howard for Joel Embiid, who he's never played with before. Ben Simmons' play has been disappointing to me so far this year in a lot of areas. But if you want to look for maybe a little bit of silver lining, he seems to be playing well with the team that was brought in, that we all called for, the shooters, to surround him.
I like that. That's optimistic. That's a more
that's what I am. I'm Mr. Optimism, John.
That's a more optimistic way to look at the Ben Simmons story.
Yeah.
Is that when the full complement is there, I don't care about stat lines when you're winning.
Yeah.
I really don't.
But the question is...
But they were beating up on some weak sisters.
Yeah, there's that. Can he step up in the absence of a Joel Embiid?
Well, see, and that's what this exactly lends
that's
to.
That's where I'm at.
Right, and they're disappointing, no question. So should we dial down our expectations of him a little bit in that, all right, he's not going to be the guy to carry a team, but once you have the team assembled that we all called for, we all asked for shooters, we all asked for something coming up off the bench, when they are all together, Ben Simmons is pretty damn good.
Yes, in the perfect environment.
Well, in the environment of having a good starting group that brings out his skills.
The problem is this, Pat, when do we get to function in a perfect environment come playoff time?
Well, I think that's the thing. If Joel Embiid is out, there's no point of having this conversation. They're not going to win anything anyway. So I don't really care how Ben Simmons does without Joel Embiid. Would it be great if he took over a game? Absolutely. But the reality is, if you want to go far in the playoffs, Joel Embiid has to be there. Because if he's not, then there's no point of this.
Sure. And when he's there, Ben Simmons is a lot better.
And that's why I like Bob's point here.
Yeah, but like if the Nets lose, say Harden or Durant, they still have the capability to be carried. If the Sixers lose Embiid, it's over.
That is
there's no Robin to step up there and carry the team.
Yeah, and believe me, that was totally in my mind while I was doing this. Absolutely,
that's where they differ from other big threes.
And at what point are we not going to have Joel Embiid? He would have had 2 games off this weekend. At what point are we going to get to where we're expecting him to play?
We may never get there.
68 of the 82 games.
Well, you're so right, John. Like last night, or I get up this morning and I'm looking at NBA scores before I take my shower, and I see that the Lakers lose at home to Golden State. And I thought, Golden State isn't all that great, but let me see what happened there. LeBron must not have played. Oh, no, he went 34 minutes again.
Correct.
Like, LeBron is out there 34, 36, 38 minutes every single night. 35.
And he's one of the oldest players in the NBA.
He's a freak.
And he's a freak.
He's a freak.
Well, he's a self-made freak. LeBron, no matter what you think of him, he works his backside off. And it never stops.
And look at the amount of energy LeBron James will use during his 36 minutes compared to Joel Embiid. You would think Embiid should be out there more often.
Like, Joel Embiid was not going to play on Sunday night before that game was canceled.
No, he had the 2 games off. I don't think he made the trip.
Why? Like, why? It's ridiculous now. This is ridiculous. Love doesn't stop. And neither does Golden Nugget Jewelers at the corner of 8th and Chestnut. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Love that. Love people. The engagement season, I guess, is upon us. Has COVID killed engagements?
I know some people that were planning a wedding during this and had to postpone it 3 times.
So they did?
Yeah, my cousin's getting married in June up in New York. We're still kind of like wait and see.
Just get married. Just go get married.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people want to be married. Just go get married.
That'll probably be the backup plan.
Save the $50,000.
I know.
You'll be happy you did.
I know.
You'll be happy you did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do the big church wedding?
We were supposed to, but we got a blizzard the morning of our wedding. So
really?
Oh yeah, there was supposed to be like 234 were supposed to come, and it dwindled to like 180. The bridges were closed, so all our friends from Philly couldn't come over. Oh, it was
disaster.
Crazy.
How did you get married then?
The mass started about an hour late. God bless Donna. Like I called her that morning thinking she was going to be a wreck. She was just, what are we going to do? What are we couldn't get out to our honeymoon until 3 days later.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and we went to Las Vegas.
You went to Las Vegas?
Yeah, and I got the flu while we were out there. But yeah, otherwise, memorable wedding.
Anything else happened?
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I've told this before. I think I hyperventilated almost thinking of how much money we'd have to spend to put on a wedding for our 2 families because my wife and I both come from huge families.
Yeah.
We got married on the beach, and our parents were dead. Our dads were dead, and our moms were alive, so our moms stood up for us. We flew our moms into the adjoining resort.
Nice.
My mom stood for me. Her mom stood for her. 2 weeks after our honeymoon, we came home and we threw a huge party. And we had everybody come to a party.
It's amazing how much cheaper a party can be when it doesn't have the word wedding attached to it.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you I think we got better wedding gifts.
Probably.
That nobody had to go to a destination wedding or anything like that. Or guys.
Hotels, travel.
Buddies didn't have to wear tuxes, didn't have to buy tuxes, didn't have to travel.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm telling you.
Would have been nice to be invited, but whatever.
I didn't know you then.
It's fine.
I didn't know
you. Don't know
where
him
you
now,
stand.
John. Trust me, you
Where
do
were
not
you
know
in
him.
2002?
I was in 7th grade. I was in Miss Hart's class in St. Martin Tours.
Miss Hart.
Yeah.
So you remember that rolled off your tongue way too easy.
Miss Hart,
I'm pretty sure
Single?
I'm sure she's married at this point. I'm pretty sure I can name all my teachers.
I can name every
From
teacher.
grade school for sure.
I can name every teacher.
I think I can too. I can do my friends' home phone numbers from when we were little.
Did your phone numbers have ours was Elgin 6?
No, John, I'm not
They
that
would call
old.
them Elgin 6.
What the hell is that?
You are so full of crap. You are so full of crap.
It would be, instead of doing the numbers like Elgin, EL6.
EL6
yeah.
was my phone number.
My parents used to tell me about
that. It wasn't 356, but they would do L.
Well, that's all you did. It was EL6. You only needed 3 numbers back when you were young.
EL6.
Yeah, no, don't look at me for confirmation on that one there, bud.
There you go. I wasn't looking at you.
Have you ever seen a video of guys, John, and you guys, I think we've talked about that, where they give them the rotary phone, the teenagers?
Yes.
Like,
and
that
look at it,
cracks me
and
up.
they try to figure out how to use
and
it.
They can't, and they give them a phone number and say, call it. I love that.
I'm so embarrassed for those kids.
We're looking at fruity trees after the top of the hour.
What now?
We're looking at
now.
We're looking at fruity
You have my
trees.
attention.
So be listening.
Nice kumquat.
After the top of the hour, and you can win $500. Your chance to win $500 in FU money. You may walk into the boss's office and just say, "Give me my FU money."
Great cash, homie.
For us, from you. You get. Well, now it's for you from us. I can met those up.
It's FU.
Pat, hello. You're a believer that the Phillies are quietly doing this, and the Phillies are pretty much
drunk, but there he goes.
And I very well might be.
They are pretty quiet. The Phillies have had a pretty quiet time of it.
They have, and I like the fact that we're carrying over one positive take from Bob and the Sixers to. I'm not as down on the Phillies as a lot of people out there. I think they've actually had a quietly decent offseason. It's heating up.
What holes did they plug, in your opinion?
Yeah, okay. Let me preface this by saying I'm looking probably for the more positive angle of this because I don't want to be a miserable Phillies fan, but they make the playoffs if it wasn't for the worst bullpen in MLB history last year. That's just a fact. Like, they make the playoffs. I think the fact they didn't make the playoffs in an expanded playoff field left a lot of fans with a bad taste in their mouth. Understandably so. But you can't expect them to have this bad of a bullpen again. They've addressed the bullpen. They addressed it yesterday by announcing that they signed Archie Bradley to a one-year deal. They've made trades. I don't think they're done addressing the bullpen. They're going to get JT Realmuto cheaper than he originally wanted, and they could also end up re-signing Didi Gregorius. I think they're sitting there and playing the long game, letting these free agents go out and realize they're not getting the money they want, and then they're going to come back to the Phillies, like Didi and like JT. Like, JT wants to be in Philly. Everybody knows it. Didi really has a good rapport with Joe Girardi.
Everybody knows JT wants to.
Yeah, that's well known. Yeah.
I think if JT had gotten straight cash, homie, he would have been out of here in a second.
No, I disagree.
In a second.
He loved his time here.
I think he loves it here, but I think he would have known that it would have been foolish not to take the money in.
Okay,
the union pressure.
You know what I mean?
I
I know what you're saying, Pat.
I'm not casting aspersions on him with that comment.
Well,
I said I am a beloved capitalist.
Yeah.
So get yours.
And plus,
JT.
he would have union pressure to take the
Absolutely.
largest deal as a catcher.
Absolutely. But I also want to say that, let's say the Texas Rangers had offered him a large contract. There's no doubt in my mind he would have went back to the Phillies and said, will you match it? And if you match it, I'm going to go with you.
Okay.
So they're going to end up re-signing JT Realmuto.
How's that starting pitching looking?
I don't think it's as bad as people think.
Who's your number one
Aaron
starter?
Nola.
Your number one
And that's the thing. Aaron Nola gets not enough credit.
Aaron Nola's talked
in
about
this
in
city.
this town like he's talked about in no other.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
He's not talked. Has he been a number one hoss?
No, I seem to be the only one that thinks he is a number one guy because everybody else.
He hasn't shown me. He's shown me in stretches he can be.
That one season when he had a better stats than Roy Halladay when he won the Cy Young.
So like Carson Wentz.
No.
What? And then literally the wheels fall. Pitching
September, he
sucks.
sucks.
Yeah, he's
Pitching
not good at the end of the
pitching
season.
No better. He is no better than a 2. Or a good 3.
Okay, now you're getting ridiculous.
I'm not.
No, you are. Because the one year he had a really, really bad year was when the entire rotation took a step backwards because they fired their pitching coach and got a guy who had no pitching coach experience in Chris Young. They got Brian Price in, and he regained his form a little bit last year. He had a good season last year. Him, Wheeler, and Eflin as a 1-2-3 are good.
He had a good season. No, they're not.
They are.
As a 1-2-3, they're not.
Do I think they're better than the Mets rotation?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Are
Nationals.
they better than the Braves? No. Are they better than the
Braves,
Nationals? No.
Nationals, no. Okay, so right now you've just given me 3 teams in the division. And by the way,
no, I gave you the rotations.
The Marlins 1-2-3 is also better.
I totally disagree with you.
I'm telling you right now.
Totally disagree with you.
Who's going to have a better season this year, Sixto Sanchez or Aaron Nola?
I would actually go with Aaron because I don't think Sixto holds up.
See, I haven't
That's
seen...
the thing. Like, the whole thing when the Phillies traded Sixto, the whole thing was like, oh, we'll wait till his arm falls off. And then fans saw 2 games of Sixto Sanchez, and it was like, how do you trade this guy? And everybody was ready to ship him out.
It wasn't 2 games.
Lord knows who.
That wasn't 2 games.
No, it was 2 games. Everybody was in love with Sixto Sanchez after 2 games here.
It wasn't 2 games that he showed us. And guess what? More consistency right now in his pro career than I've seen out of Aaron Nola.
That's ridiculous because Aaron Nola literally had a top 3 finish in Cy Young for an entire stretch. So that's a ridiculous statement.
You are definitely fanboy crushing on this one.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years out of that.
Yeah, and the year after that, he had no pitching coach, and he took a step back.
We can do History Channel radio anytime you want. I want I want current. We're in today.
So you want him to get out there today and start throwing?
No. What I want is, let's talk about the recent. Let's not talk about the past and go, well, 3 years ago, he did this. I'm just saying is I want a lot more from my number one
you tell me that he hasn't shown you, and then I tell you, no, he has for an entire season. He showed you that he was number one.
Glimpses, a couple.
One season is a glimpse?
3 years ago, yes. 3 seasons ago.
It kind of goes to the argument of Wentz. I mean, is one season a glimpse? I'm just playing devil's. I'm not even doing that. I'm playing media.
3.28 ERA last year, and that's like what?
I think he has. He's a really good. I think he's a really, really good number 2 with the capabilities of being a solid number 1.
And that's what everybody says here.
I think he can be a good number 1.
All right, we are going on looking for fruity trees after the top of the hour. Jamie Lynch is hungry again.
Yeah,
there you go. We'll get to that
a fig
next.
Bar this morning.
Plus, your chance to win $500 just by hearing what I have to say after the top of the hour. So stick around. It's the John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic. I am so glad to be home, rooting for the home teams again, right from my own living room. But you know what I've got in the palm of my hand? The Parx Casino Sportsbook app, because it allows me in-game wagering, which is absolutely fascinating to me. I've never been able to do that before unless I was sitting in a sports book. That's great. Halftime scores, betting on who scores first. Those type of manipulations during a game keep you engaged. And the Parx Casino Sportsbook app makes it easy for you. I'm talking easy deposits, great odds, outstanding customer service. And more importantly, if I got a problem with the Parx Casino Sportsbook app, I know where to find Parx Casino. I don't have to get on a boat. I have to go overseas. Right now, you can get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Download the app or go to parxcasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. And your first risk-free bet will be refunded in site credits. See the website for terms and conditions. Bet with the home team. It's the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
You can't just tag no offense on the end of something horribly offensive and act like it's okay.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, it's Anthony Gargano. January is Owner Appreciation Month. My uncle's family, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, showing their thanks with unbelievable deals to start the new year. Like, you ready? Discounts up to $12,000 on new vehicles. Save thousands. Make no payments until spring. That's right. Start the new year with a new vehicle and no car payments. Plus, get 0% APR financing for 6 years. The uncles and family, Uncle Greg and Uncle Paul, they have made it easier than ever to buy. You can complete the entire car buying process online from the comfort of your home. Just shop, click, and drive. Choose at-home delivery like a pizza or curbside pickup. If you'd rather go to the dealership, they make that easy and safe too. Just schedule an appointment. They will take care of the rest. With safety precautions they've got in place, you can shop with peace of mind. Call, click, or go visit the uncles in the Philadelphia Airport Auto Mall. Remember, at Family Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you're more than a customer, you're family. Happy New Year from the uncles, and see the uncles for details. The offer expires February 1st, 2021.
New Year's resolutions. We all make them. We all break them. That's why your small business needs more than resolutions. It needs solutions. And you can get them with Comcast Business. Whether you want to work more efficiently with fast, reliable internet and advanced Wi-Fi, make your business safer with powerful cybersecurity solutions, or stay productive with 24/7 support, we've got the solutions you need for your business to get there. So make this year's resolution better solutions. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get a powerful and reliable internet solution from Comcast Business starting at $69.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Plus, get free installation when you order online. And for a limited time, ask how to upgrade and get a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Prepaid card offer ends 1/24/21. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business Internet and One Voice Mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra. Subject to change.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español?
Hablo.
It's hablo?
Yes.
It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This Saturday, DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the UFC, is offering new players a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with first deposit. Fantasy MMA is easy to play. Just pick 6 fighters, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for advances, takedowns, and more. Download the DraftKings app and use code KJZ to get a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes throughout the weekend. That's code KJZ. Only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hindsight is 20/20, and 2020 was a brutal year that for most of it felt out of control. But you know how you can be in control? You can be in control of your job, your career. Yes. In 2020, my computer career helped more people start IT careers than ever. Don't look back with 2020 hindsight next year and see yourself in that 2020 job. Take control. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dealing with battery problems? We can help you out and get you ready for the colder weather ahead. Let's start with a free battery test. If you just need a free charge, we can help with that too. And if it's time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2019.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, it's Mike Missinelli here for Landis Block and Concrete. There is nothing like having a beautiful backyard. Think of how many things you can do with it. You can sit outside on a nice little patio, have a nice glass of wine, have a few friends over to cook on your Landis Block outdoor kitchen. Turn your backyard into a personal paradise with Landis Block. They're the resource center for all outdoor living. All you need is imagination, space, and a budget. Check out the photo gallery at landisbc.com. That's landisbc.com for Landis Block, jaw-dropping outdoor paradises.
Every play is a play to bet on. Whether it's who scores next, a three-pointer, or a free throw, it could be the play that matters to you. So bet live at Unibet Sportsbook. Live betting options for every moment of the game. Sign up today and get $250 risk-free. Download the app or visit pa.unibet.com. Unibet Sportsbook. Crazy about the odds. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Craving comfort food? Try Wawa's barbecue brisket. Enjoy brisket on a brioche bun or in a bowl today. Gotta have a Wawa.
Spring Garden Lending, specializing in bridge loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance investment properties. Spring Garden Lending, faster than a bank, less expensive than alternative lenders.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Hello. 97.5 The Fanatic's FU Money. Your chance to win $500 right now.
It is. It's right now. We don't lie to you. 97.5 The Fanatic's FU Money. Text the word favorite to 45911 or enter it on the 97.5 The Fanatic app or at 97.5thefanatic.com. That's the word favorite. Like your favorite morning radio show? We're trying to be that. Favorite. Favorite. One winner selected at random wins $500. Everyone that enters on our app or our website is qualified for a $10,000 grand prize. So enter this contest at least once to make sure you're in the hopper for that. Get complete rules for this company-wide contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. It's all being presented by Adam Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Is your furnace useless? Get it? Furnace useless? Get 0% financing for 6 years on an HVAC system from Adam Mechanical. I hope that on this Tuesday, January 19th, you will be a winner.
So damn proud.
And a good morning to you. We're halfway home on the John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. And as we begin this hour, I was looking for a fruity tree. I want a tree that bears fruit. I don't know. We'll plant a few in the backyard.
I have a lemon tree, apparently.
If given the option, you're in a coaching search, give me the fruit of the Andy Reid tree every time. Think about it. You got the Belichick tree or you got the Andy Reid tree. And for some reason, Belichick's tree, it doesn't really bear fruit. I'm wondering why. And I got a few theories. One, Bill Belichick, an alpha male control freak. Someone who once sent out a memo to employees because people were parking too close to the lines in the player and coach's parking lot. He wants to know everything going on in his building at all times. Andy Reid certainly has control of the ship, but he definitely allows his coaches a little bit of a wider berth. His assistants are given more access to speak to the media than Bill Belichick's do, too. So along the way, it seems like Andy Reid and his method, he's preparing guys better for the first time they leave his nest for their own opportunity. Bill Belichick's coaching tree, it's withered. And that's why I wonder, do you want a piece of rotten, wrinkly fruit like Josh McDaniels? I want the coaching tree that bears fruit, not the one shedding bark that produces little bite. There's the 8 o'clock hour started here on the John Kincade Show with Bob
Okay, don't
Cooney,
worry about it. Enjoy the win, man.
With Jamie Lynch and with our friend, the coach, Eric Camille, and Pat Egan. So where we begin, Bob, it looks like the Eagles, by all accounts, may be getting ready to pick fruit off the Belichick tree. And to me, the fruit's been rancid. How many more do they have to think? How many more people bite into an apple and got a worm?
All right. I'm glad you brought this up. So last night, I made lemon garlic butter chicken for dinner. Okay?
Sounds wonderful.
I went to go get a lemon because I had to zest it. So I zested the lemon, used up what I had to use, and that was it. One of my sons said, I can't believe you used one of those lemons because they're bad. I said, what do you mean they're bad? He said, I looked in there. They're bad. I looked in the container that had it. There was one lemon that I had zested before that I accidentally put back in, and it looked bad because I had zested it. But once I cut it open, the inside of the lemon was fine.
Can I ask you what zesting is?
So I was just going to ask, do you know what zesting is?
No.
You don't know what zesting? Oh, that's right. You don't cook. All right, so you know the outer part of a lemon.
The rind.
Right. If you scrape it and the stuff that comes off and you don't go into the lemon part.
The white
well,
the
the
actual
yellow
rind.
Yeah.
Okay.
The yellow part.
You put it on
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It gives unbelievable flavor when you use
like
zest.
sweet sour pork.
Yeah, I'm going to make it for you.
Wow.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
My point being.
We zest our ass off.
Yes, the zested lemon that I had done a week or so ago didn't look good and probably was something that anyone would look to and discard. However, when I cut it open, I realized the inside of the lemon was just fine and still had all the natural juices and all that it should have. Is Josh McDaniels that? Yes, the outside does not look good. Not good at all, right? We know the problems he had in Denver, the problems that he had with saying yes to Indianapolis and then not doing it. Maybe, even though it has that bad outlook on the exterior, maybe, I don't know. If you cut him open, there's something really good on the inside, and he's a pretty good head coach. I don't know.
I love the depths that you'll go for an analogy.
How do you like that?
And it actually does hold.
Yesterday it was Lion King. Today it's lemons.
Yesterday you actually sung twice in the show, by the way. You started to sing. You started to sing at one point. Yes, you did sing, and then you sung once in the post-show meeting. You went when
I did sing in the post-show meeting.
Yeah, it's a pretty good analogy. Look, I'm not going to freak out if Josh McDaniels is the guy. I don't personally want him, but my opinion on that is as good as everybody else's. Like, we don't know.
Sure.
It's all just a guess.
We have no idea.
But the fact that Chris Ballard and the Colts hired him just 2 years ago
he accepted the job, and assistant coaches left positions to sign with the Colts.
The optics of it are horrible, but the fact that one of the best young GM minds in the league hired him and was wowed by him does tell me there's something there. And I'm not going to freak out if he is the hire just because it's not somebody I wanted. You know, the optics of it aren't great, but to Bob's point, maybe he's just a zested lemon.
Pat, stop looking at Aaron Nola's stats for a second and tell me if Josh McDaniels, are you in or are you out? Because what I hear is in the Josh McDaniels canoe, these two are 1 foot in. They're 1 foot
troubling.
in the canoe.
That's troubling. That's how
they're 1 foot in the canoe.
I think they're at the stage of grief of acceptance.
I think that's where it is.
I think they're
I think you guys are getting there. You're like Bob found a very optimistic.
Yeah, there's too much smoke around this that at this point you kind of have to accept that he might be the guy, but it's troubling because in my opinion they're going for a yes man. They're going for a guy that they can push around. Josh McDaniels wants so badly to resurrect his quote coaching career. He ran back to Daddy Bill. He didn't get any interviews last year because the stunt he pulled with the Colts.
He didn't get any interviews this year either.
Yeah, I mean, there's one team interested. I don't really care about that because there was one team interested in Doug Peterson, and that worked out pretty well. But it is telling that after the stunts that he's pulled, no one's really interested in him.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, a foot in. I honestly, if I sit back, here's how I look at it. I don't care who they hire.
Yeah,
I really don't. I'm more of the, okay, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
With the Sixers, I was different, and maybe because I was knee-deep in that for a long time. With the Sixers, I couldn't think who I wanted, and then Doc Rivers' name popped up, and I was like, boom, that's it. But, with the Eagles, I'm kind of that sitting back, all right, let's see what happens. Where are they going from here?
Jamie, if you own stock in companies, and I own stock. I own stock in very few individual companies.
Right. Same.
But I read about those companies.
I don't. I keep it out of my mind. The less I know.
I want to know if the CEO they're bringing in.
Yeah, I don't care because I don't know.
It's going to tank it. See, how can you do that with your money?
Because it's out of sight, out of mind. I just reinvest my dividends and I don't think about it.
Your money's going to end up being out of sight, out of mind.
It's doing all right.
No, but I'm saying is that the idea is that I'm passionately worried about this Eagles hire because I've come home for this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
I
for
hear
the
you.
first time in my life to be able to come in on an Eagles Monday and to be able to talk about Eagles
and
games
to bitch
and Eagles
moan.
training camp, like just to feel it coursing through my veins.
Sure. I always go back to this ESPN magazine piece from I want to say 2005, 2006, and it was what makes the perfect head coach formula. And they went back and they studied all these NFL coaches and their hirings. And the one thing they found is that most successful coaches are on their second go around. You can look to Andy Reid. You can look to Bill Belichick. You can look to some of these coaches that they've been through the ringer once.
Pete Carroll.
Third time. They learn from it and they adapt. And if Josh McDaniels is the guy, it's his second chance. Maybe he's learned a lot from how Denver went, from New England, and maybe he can apply that here. So I'm not going to freak out.
Here's the problem, Pat, is that with Josh McDaniels, my biggest concerns, and people are going to go, you're a moralist. Maybe I am. I have problems with his character. And so that's where I can't get on the Josh McDaniels bandwagon.
I'll tell you what bandwagon I can get on. BBGI stock is up 45% the last 3 months.
So you can get on that? You can get on that?
I digress.
Okay.
I agree. It surprised me. I didn't realize, I guess just because it seems like not too long ago, that it's been 10 years since he was Denver's head coach. It's been 10 years since he got dragged out of that facility and had to go back to Daddy. With that said, something about him and coming from Boston and coming from Bill Belichick. And honestly, the coaching tree bothers me. Because they haven't had any success. What makes me think that a guy who was an utter disaster the first time is going to suddenly become great this time?
What I wonder about, too, is lemon zest. I always thought when I heard that term, I thought it meant squeezing a lemon on top of something.
No, that's just squeezing a lemon.
The juice.
No, that's not it at all, John.
I did not know. So when I heard lemon zest.
There are even tools that are zesters. Yeah. Like you can zest a lemon, you can zest a lime. Yes. Oh, yeah. Orange
zest. That zest.
The white stuff.
Well,
yellow.
It's white on the inside, but
underneath.
So, I've seen this on cocktails sometimes.
You do? I'm sorry, you do what?
On a cocktail sometimes.
Right.
I like Tanqueray and tonic.
Okay.
And I've seen where some of the fancy places...
They'll do a rind. Jamie knows that.
A twist.
A twist,
A twist.
Yes. I can make a great twist for you.
Well, with a twist, doesn't that mean with an olive, though, with a twist? Because my dad used to always get a martini straight up with a twist. The twist was I thought it was the
they
olive.
Fancy lime,
maybe not. I know what you're talking about.
The fancy lime where it's almost like the lime skin.
Yeah, you spoon out the innards and then you roll it, you toothpick it, and then you cut it, and it's a great twist.
So
Jamie's personal bartender told him that.
I have actually bartended.
I learned so much from you guys. I said it's a learning experience of us.
Real quick, there's a piece of breaking news that we touched on a little bit earlier.
Is it worth the sounder?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Steve Cohen, we have terminated Jared Porter this morning. At my initial press conference, I spoke about the importance of integrity, and I meant it. There should be zero tolerance for this type of behavior.
Do you know how many guys...
The Mets have an accountable owner.
How many guys and women get in trouble because of this?
Yeah, a lot.
The phone in their hands. I'm doing that for radio. Which
Don't be horny
effective.
on your phone.
Why are you staring at me there, John?
I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked at the
so
idea.
Dumb.
It's dumb.
You're the GM of what? One of 32 jobs. And,
it is dumb.
And you're going to send Janssen pictures? Come on,
crazy.
man. It's so
crazy.
dumb.
All right, in the linchpin this morning, we've had a lot of positivity on the show, despite some of the negativity. And Jamie, well, let's just say he's excited.
This is the linchpin.
There's a documentary coming out that I didn't even think I needed until I didn't know I needed it until I heard the news.
Is this like a 30 for 30 type documentary? Or
I don't know who's at what platform it's actually coming out on. It might be Netflix. I'll have to
love Netflix.
Check that out for you. The NBA Jam documentary. I didn't know I needed it. I can't wait to watch this. And you guys are probably looking at me with six heads because it's about a video game from the 90s.
Right.
And you're going, you nerd.
Jamie, I am right there with you, bud.
The NBA Jam was like my happy place.
It was rudimentary, wasn't it? Like really rudimentary?
Yeah. But you didn't play a team with Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, and Detlef Schrempf and not have a good time. The Sixers always sucked in it, which really chapped my ass because it was like the Jeff Hornacek, Clarence Weatherspoon. NBA Jam was like, when I think of like a happy place, I go back to like a 90s summer day where I'm either playing Mortal Kombat or NBA Jam.
Weren't they the block figures that...
it was a little more advanced than that. That he's on fire, he's heating up, all that.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this documentary. I am so pumped to see an NBA. They actually sell NBA Jam arcade video game machines now. They're only like $500.
Wait a minute, how do you not have one?
I'm going to get one. I didn't have the space for it before, but in time, it will be mine. Oh, yes, it will be mine.
Christina has told me in the man cave, if I wanted the bubble hockey.
You got to get it.
Old school checks.
Old school checks.
Would you watch a documentary on bubble hockey?
Yes.
Because bubble hockey is my NBA Jam.
I love it.
So
I would do that.
We used to have a bubble hockey tournament at the station. Where we'd have to drag around a bubble. It was a bubble hockey machine and go to different bars. What you don't realize, though, there are bubble hockey leagues where these people take it professionally.
Where?
And they showed up and they would wrap the handles and they would light up. Yeah, it was like a couple years ago.
Bring me to your leader.
You would get smoked.
Guess what? I don't care. I'm not embarrassed.
And I
love it.
I always feel bad for the rando who would sign up in the bar. It was like, yeah, I'm just here for a good time. And then 15 to 1 later,
really,
it was like, have a good day. Yeah.
Bring me to your leader.
Yeah, but by the time
to do that,
by the time we hit the finals, which was at Xfinity Live, the entire finals was nothing but this one bubble hockey league.
Really?
Yeah, it was incredible.
I'm totally in on this. Bob?
So the release date has not been announced, and production hasn't started. So it's going to be a year or two away before it's.
I can't wait.
No, it doesn't excite me a little bit.
It takes me back to summers in Stone Harbor at the arcade, pumping quarters in the machine, playing NBA Jam. I can't wait.
So you were Stone Harbor.
We varied.
What about Ocean City, Bob's Grill?
We're Hamptons?
No. I've been to the Hamptons once. I'll never go back. It's
Lovely.
They fart and snifters and smell it up there in the Hamptons. I hate it.
Yeah, but you can run into Kelly Ripa in a
Yeah. I actually ate lunch next to Alonzo Mourning there. I was there the weekend they were courting Kevin Durant.
Wow.
So like all the NBA bigwigs were in there.
So when your jet landed, their jet was
Kevin
on
Durant threw a
Speedway?
banana peel at me and said, "Get out of my way, peasant."
I'm telling you, this is it. So Bob, it doesn't do anything for you.
No, I wasn't. And
would you watch it?
Kevin Durant, come over to the house.
I wasn't again. I just it doesn't interest. Look. I am sorry.
But
we had this before.
Well, you don't get video games. Like you never played one.
You know what, John? I didn't, Jamie. And you and I have talked about that. Like we didn't play, and it was part of like I didn't have them. My parents didn't get them for me.
You never
like,
went to arcades?
We went to
arcade. Like, I got hung up for one summer on Pac-Man. But here's the only time I would play it. The basketball courts that were outside that I played at all the time.
Here we go.
If it started to rain, I would run into the bowling alley, which was right there, and they had Pac-Man, and that was the only game I really played.
Bob was Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
I think for our
baseball, it was basketball.
I'm not saying that's great. I was just a kid that was always outside and dirty.
I think we were always outside. I was not allowed to.
I was always outside too, except for video games.
I always had to go outside. The Golden Tee.
Oh.
Yeah, that's huge.
For our age group, a lot of guys play Golden Tee.
You can make a lot of money doing that, too.
No? Like in a bar,
hustling.
Everybody's got a big
I did, yeah. The bar that we went to when we turned 21 all the time did have it, and that was fun, yeah.
I mean, it's like that's about it. But I'd watch
You'd watch it?
Golden Tee.
Oh, okay. Would you watch NBA Jam, though?
If I passed by it and it was on, I would. I wouldn't make an appointment for it.
Like, I'm watching this day one.
But I love the concept.
Yeah,
I love the concept.
It's not a sports video game, but there's a documentary out there that you can find, I think probably for free on YouTube at this point, called King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. And it's about this teacher who gets laid off from his job and decides to break the Donkey Kong world record. And he does it, but the federation that handles the video game record said, no, you didn't do it.
Why?
Because the guy who had the record was this juggernaut in the industry. He had the first perfect game in Pac-Man, and he was like a legend. So they made him fly to Rhode Island.
Nerd.
The thing became like a good versus evil thing, honestly. But the documentary is tremendous.
I see, and I'd probably end up watching that.
It's a stupid documentary that's so good.
I like Ms. Pac-Man better than Pac-Man.
I could see that in you.
Yeah, she was hot.
I could see you. I like
to me, it's a more mainstream game.
It's more popular than Pac-Man.
There you go. NJM Insurance, they're popular. They've been ranked the #1 in the nation in customer satisfaction with the auto insurance claims experience, according to J.D. Power. Visit njm.com for your free quote today. njm.com. Remember the Flyers and the Sabres tonight.
Can't be worse than last night,
and
right?
This is the moment where
I'm not putting up with it.
This is the moment where we blame Pat Egan.
Yeah, my bad.
For the assumption that a regular season game. I also said, by the way,
I'm an idiot.
Flyers will have a chance to go to 4-0.
Hey, I said they could get by without Coots, no problem. They haven't played well since he got. So I think we all have a little mix in this.
No, what I think we need to take away from this is the Buffalo Sabres listen to the show.
They might.
Good point.
They could listen to the show.
Or they're watching on YouTube, or
they watch on
Alexa,
YouTube, or maybe
whatever
Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
Maybe the Alexa in the coach's office. That was so atrocious last night. Flyers better come out and bury them tonight. You come out. You answer an effort like that, and I say effort because that was a bad effort last night.
I tweeted out.
I hate using the word effort. That's always a word that I'm very uncomfortable with because I saw working with a pro sports teams various times in my career. I know the effort that it takes to be a pro athlete. And I look at them and I admire it.
There's only two ways that I get mad watching a team in any sport. It's sloppy play and it's lazy play. And a lot of times those two go together because when you're lazy, you get sloppy. But that's exactly, and I tweeted it out last night. I said, the Flyers are really pissing me off tonight because I can't stand sloppy and lazy, and they're both.
The shoulders slumped last night on that team.
Yeah, because they're losing.
They're young.
They're losing to an inferior opponent.
They're young. Yeah, but the shoulders were slumping at the second goal. And that led to the third goal coming, like 2 minutes later?
Yeah, I just don't think they were.
Of thing.
I don't think they were in it.
See, that just drives me crazy.
Old Hartsey didn't have it last night.
How many months? No, he didn't.
Hartsey,
he didn't.
Now look, this
early
is
on he did.
Yeah, this is not even a red flag. This is just a thought in my mind. He's not a good puck handler, is he, Egan?
He's terrible.
Yeah, and he's trying
really
to do it too much. I think he's trying to correct himself on the go. Stop the puck, get back in the net. That's all I need you to do.
I need you to do what you're good at.
Yeah, you saw that in the first game against the Penguins.
Exactly.
When Crosby picked the puck off. Yeah, I mean, he's just look. But if you're picking apart a goalie's game, you can do without the stick handling. You know what I mean?
Say stop doing it.
Yeah, but it's hard for a goalie to go. Yeah, I'm not going to play this.
I
puck.
can tell you this: the exact opposite. Getting a backstage pass for what I saw Keenan and Ron Hextall. And Hextall would go after any puck that was in the corner.
Yeah.
He'd go everywhere. He revolutionized.
He looked at it as a goal-scoring opportunity.
And Mike would lose his mind on him. We used to have to break down video for him and go, I want to reel together of the last 3 times he handled the puck. So reckless, just so reckless. And then you got a guy like Hart, I guess, trying to add that to his game. He's a young man trying to add that repertoire to his game, but right now, no. Work on that in the offseason.
That's
somewhere else.
It appears to be a weakness, so stay away from your weakness and let your strengths shine.
Because that's a weakness you don't have to. He doesn't have to have that skill set.
No, I don't. There's not many goaltenders besides Hextall that you go out and you say, like, every year, wow, he's a great puck handler.
Yeah, like Mike Smith is probably the best one now in the NHL at puck handling. Mike Smith, that's my point. He's not a world beater. He's Mike Smith.
We would like to thank Ron Hextall for building this franchise.
We love you, Ron.
Hexy, the man.
Good on you.
Absolute man. And unfortunately, he's not around here to see it, which doesn't make any sense to me at all, but that happened before I arrived.
Hey, sometimes he died on Dave Haxtell.
He should have just fired Haxtall.
Should have.
He couldn't do it.
And I have no understanding why he didn't, because I tell you, having worked with an NHL coaching staff, having covered the NHL for years behind the scene, I never saw the fascination. And I never saw the upside in Haxtall.
Well, Jeffrey Lurie has Howie Roseman, and Ron Hextall had Dave Haxtall.
Man. Didn't Hextall's kid play for Haxtall in college?
See, then maybe that is.
Yeah.
So, the idea is that
that's an Achilles.
Are we selling a local franchise short in our projections? We shall see. Next, this is the John Kincade Show. I'm glad you're aboard on Twitch.tv, YouTube, on that 97.5 The Fanatic app, or just listening right here on The Fanatic. I love the home teams, the great passion that I feel for them, and now I don't have to follow them from 750 miles south. But one of the best things about it is that Parx Casino Sportsbook app. I noticed tonight a little college hoops action is coming today. How about that? Villanova, 9.5-point favorite hosting Seton Hall. Penn State, 8.5-point road underdog at Illinois tonight. Green Bay, by the way, 3.5-point favorite hosting Tampa with a juicy over-under at 50.5. And Kansas City, a 3-point favorite hosting Buffalo, and we still don't know who the Kansas City starting quarterback is going to be. You can bet online with the name that you trust, and that's Parx Casino Sportsbook app. It gives you the home field advantage because you're doing business locally. Bet on player performance like passing and rushing yards, in-game wagering, easy deposits, great odds, and for new customers only, sign up now, get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Download the app or go to parxcasino.com/PA. Use the promo code FANATIC, and that risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit. See the website for terms and conditions. Bet with the home team. Pennsylvania's home team sports betting app. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. If you got a gambling problem, we got a solution for you. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show. Wow, getting drunk in the morning on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Cross-ice pass, Konechny, Drew in front, they score!
Flyers, Sabres, tonight at 7 on your home for Flyers hockey. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Flyers hockey is brought to you by Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Get a quote at geico.com.
I hate Steven Singer.
I get that a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied.
So, how can I help you?
Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
It's free, and your rose is guaranteed for life.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
Yo, Philadelphia, Anthony Gargano talking remotely with my childhood friend, Bob Marino, president of Spring Garden Lending's Mid-Atlantic region. Bob, I hear you got big news.
That's right. The Philadelphia Business Journal does this yearly ranking of the fastest growing companies, and we're 29th.
Wow, a 4-year-old company and in the middle of a pandemic?
Remember, Ant, we have a track record. We know how to maneuver. We know how to shake and bake. Through the tough times, we're nimble, we're fast, and we're decisive.
Bob's nimble. Bob's a banker. And we're in a hot housing market. Listen up, real estate developers. Get with a champ. Spring Garden Lending, a private lender specializing in bridge loans to acquire, rehab, construct, and refinance real estate investment properties in the Philly market.
You're a team player.
You ready for the wind-up? Faster than a bank, less expensive than hard money lenders.
And we close loans in 3 weeks or less.
Spring Garden Lending, ranked one of the fastest growing companies in the region.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real life situations. The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Is the cost of finishing the basement worth the benefit of some peace and quiet? When questions find you, Merrill Edge Self-Directed Investing can help you find answers with personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go, even if it's just downstairs. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
When scouting talent, teams use all the tools at their disposal to determine the best fit for their rosters. LinkedIn Jobs works that way for your business. Post a job with targeted screening questions, and LinkedIn will quickly get your role in front of qualified candidates. Manage job posts and contact candidates from a single view as functions are streamlined onto one simple screen. And now you can post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
Frank's Red Hot is the perfect blend of flavor and heat. That's why you can use an entire bottle to make buffalo chicken dip. The kind you might make for when you're watching the game at home. And maybe this year there's less people around to watch the game with. Yay! But that just means there's more dip. And it's all for you. Some of you may say, that's too much dip. But deep down in your heart of hearts, you know it isn't. So go ahead. Finish it. Frank's Red Hot don't judge. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
Injured on the job? Insurance companies will turn their backs on you.
I deserve better.
Some employers just won't care. I deserve better. Call Martin Law. We wrote the book on workers' comp in Pennsylvania. Call today to arrange a free consultation. Our team will help you get the benefits you deserve. Call 215-587-8400. That's 215-587-8400. Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers for over 40 years.
Happy Hour and Bob Cooney on a Tuesday night. Check out Beers with Bob. This and every Tuesday night at 6.
Presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
Bob Cooney and Andrew Salchunas go around the world of sports, bringing you updates and breaking news, plus all the betting lines you need. It's Beers with Bob on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Donating blood saves lives. But did you know that donating plasma saves lives too? Plasma is used to treat life-threatening illnesses, including COVID. Plasma donors are needed immediately. And when you donate plasma at a local CSL Plasma Donation Center, you can earn up to $700 a month for doing a good deed. And they even have a new referral bonus program. And most people are eligible to donate, and it's easy to do. Just download the CSL Plasma app or go to cslplasma.com to find a donation center near you. That's cslplasma.com.
Hey, it's Cuz. Let's talk about a word. Procrastination. A lot of us are guilty of delaying at least one important decision. In my case, it's probably about a dozen. But if you've been putting off getting your roof repaired or replaced, I'm here to help. That's right. Call the only roofer I trust, my friend, Anthony Labruciano. Here's why you need to call Labruciano Roofing. Anthony's repaired or replaced every kind of roof there is. And yes, you'll meet with Anthony. From estimate to completion, he's there to explain everything. He is the shingle master, whose name is behind every roof he repairs. As soon as you meet Anthony, you'll see why he has hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. And Labruciano Roofing is a certainteed 5-star select shingle master, which means they can offer the best warranty in the business with 50 years from the manufacturer and 25 years on the workmanship. Too important to trust with a jack of all trades. Go the only roofing expert I recommend, Labruciano Roofing. Call 610-265-ROOF or go to PARoofPros.com. That's PARoofPros.com. pros.com. The Bruciana Roofing, the master.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Sorry, this is your life right now. Listening to me on the radio.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
How you feeling this morning? John Kincade Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
I feel really awkward right now.
I'm sorry about that. Jared Porter, you shouldn't have been texting.
Fully naked and erect penis.
We all have to give a little tip of the cap.
I'm sorry. The
Jeff
word
Passan.
penis still makes me
Jeff
laugh.
Jeff Passan had to read that.
Yes.
As if it was like a Dateline. It was like a Dateline episode.
I would have rather had. Have you ever heard him do Elmo?
No.
He does
he's
a
incredible.
dead-on Elmo
Really?
impression.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to hear Jeff Passan's Elmo impression saying that.
Da-da-da-da. Right? That's Elmo.
Yeah.
That Elmo. Okay. The Jeff Passan and the story of the Mets GM, the Mets cannot get out of their way. They hire a
isn't it
manager.
great?
There's a scandal. They got to fire him before he does. They get a GM.
Yeah, but I hate they
fire
actually
him.
have a culture now. Like the fact that they came out and did this.
What, a pervert culture?
Well, I mean, they didn't know he was a pervert. And when they found out he was a pervert, they came immediately down and fired him and didn't hesitate at all.
Are you defending the Mets on this radio?
No, I could always count on the Mets being a laughingstock, and now I don't think they are.
What?
And that worries me.
I think they are.
I think Steve Cohen's going to change things.
Jamie, they just fired a guy for sending pictures of
Yes, but the fact that they fired him, like 5 years ago, they would have taken a week, 10,
What
2
I'm going to tell you is what other team in Major League Baseball would have a general manager doing this stuff? I don't
Maybe
believe
more
it.
than we know.
I don't believe
I don't know, Jamie. You seem pretty competent at the job. He was on the job for, 2 months and traded for Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco. I mean, this is great.
When you're spending
Well, I mean,
money.
that's a really good trade.
That's what I'm saying.
money,
This is
yes.
great.
That's the way it could work.
He seemed like he was all right at the job, so.
Well, you could make that deal.
Oh.
You could have made that deal.
To convince Cleveland to make that deal, though, is the difficult part.
Yeah, what was Cleveland thinking?
Dumping. They're redoing the salary structure.
I know, but they could have gotten more. Like, apparently the prospects the Mets gave up were like their 6th and 9th rated prospects.
Not a lot of trades going on right now because of the fact that we're 10 months from Armageddon. December 1st, 2021.
Yeah.
Baseball's done. It's shutting its doors. It's closed. There will be a civil war, a bloody mess like we have never seen.
That's a joke.
It's going to be crazy.
And the baseball can't get out of its own way. Because in 94, when the strike happened, baseball lost me for like 4 or 5 years. And it took to the McGuire-Sosa steroid scandal to get me back.
Well, it's not good. It's not good.
I mean, Rob Manfred has got to be the worst commissioner in sports.
Gary Bettman, please.
No.
Wash Manfred's name out of here. Gary Bettman has made his sport irrelevant on the national scale.
We just talked about it.
You can't. On the national scale, it's irrelevant. He took a sport.
It's on NBC.
It used to be. It's not on NBC.
It is.
No, it's on
watched it.
NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Yeah, and on Sundays it's on NBC.
It's on, and they'll throw it on, and it gets what? From the national audience.
So does baseball.
Doesn't get anything. No, it doesn't, because baseball's on ESPN. Baseball, where, by the way, hockey used to be 5 nights a week on ESPN.
Hey, I know. I wrote a dissertation on it in college.
gone
I'm aware.
because of
but I
Gary
think
Bettman.
Manfred has taken the cake.
One's a much more. What would you rather have? Baseball franchise or NHL franchise?
Baseball.
Exactly. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. It's the way it works. Over in the corner,
That was a good closing argument by you, John.
we may be saying, are the Phillies being sold short, but for a different reason you may imagine.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's corner.
Yeah, Egan hit on this earlier and a little bit, and I agree with him, and we are doing that way too much lately. How much
do you
we
feel?
agree with each other.
Feel
But
uncomfortable?
Since I've arrived, you guys start agreeing. I'm suspicious.
Well,
because I monitored this program before coming on.
you guys only hear what we say to each other. You don't see the texts that go back and forth. So I think
I don't need to see your text.
I don't want to know what
I can
two
tell
are
you right
sending to
now,
each
they
other.
are not Mets GM like.
I
All
don't
right?
want to see any of that.
we don't know each other that well yet, but you never know.
Fully
Yeah,
naked and erect.
I'm starting to
They're
get
clothed.
I'm starting to get the feeling, as much as we have despised the Phillies front office and everything that has gone on, and wondering what the hell they're thinking as far as bullpen, as far as your 3, 4, and 5 starters. You know, we've been through the gamut over the last few years. Are they having a sneaky good off season? Dombrowski, he's a win now. His past says he's a win now type of guy. He's kind of backed that up a little bit. He came out with a quote the other day saying, I'm not looking at the future. I think we have enough talent to win now. Agree or disagree, I don't know. But I think that was a good hire. I don't mind the Dombrowski hire. You got Archie Bradley yesterday. You might get Didi back. JT, I like having back. You got a second year of Joe Girardi, which I think is going to be better. I think last year to me felt like a Joe Girardi feel-out year. Like, let me sit back and see what I have here. I think we'll get a little bit more. Alec Boehm, what he did last year makes me think, oh, wow, they really do have a third baseman of the future, perhaps.
I think first baseman.
I am, but could be too. But I'll tell you what, John, my God, this kid, two-strike hitter, situational hitter, it was stuff that you look for out of veterans that you were getting out of a rookie, which was really neat. Now, Rhys Hoskins, when he was a rookie, kind of had the same stuff where, wow, he's got a great eye. He doesn't go after things, and we've seen that decline. But Alec Boehm really, really did show something. I think I'm not at the point of, God, I hate this team anymore. I'm kind of like, oh, maybe they'll be sneakily good this year and compete for a playoff spot. Maybe. I'm not saying they've done it.
Are they doing this junior high school chump postseason again?
What do you mean by that?
I don't believe. I think that was only a 1 year.
When they let in everybody and their sister into the postseason, which by the way,
whoa.
horrible.
I don't think they are.
Horrible.
We'll confirm that.
You do not need to pay. You do not need to play 162 games.
No.
To have 8 teams from each league make the postseason.
All right, Bob. Right. All right, let's go through it real quick. First base.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Real quick.
I know. Tables have turned.
Totally opposite of last
First
year.
First base. Who do you have? Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah.
Total question mark.
No question.
Second base.
I said they could be sneakily. I'm not saying they're a playoff team.
Yeah, I've been really concerned about Rhys for the last 2 years.
Okay.
He might be okay, but on this team, he's constructed to be a power hitter.
Second base.
Second base. Who do you got?
Scott Kingery, I guess.
Okay. Question mark.
Yeah.
Gene Segura, where's he playing? What's his role?
Well,
on the
he
team?
could be second baseman if you bring DD back.
Well, who's your shortstop?
There are questions. DD, I would bring DD back.
So my point is they're not having a sneaky good offseason. They've made one move. Pitchers and catchers report less than a month from now. And who's your center fielder?
Well, the sneaky thing is you've addressed the bullpen.
Is it Quinn?
Hazley?
I go Hazley.
Yeah, it's still those same. My point being,
like you have some massive holes in this team.
No question. But our agitation with that team was through the roof, right?
They anger me like no other team.
Right. Has it dimmed a little bit?
No.
Oh, okay, so yours has.
What have they done? They signed Archie Bradley. They brought back Knapp.
I don't get it.
And they signed Vince Velasquez again.
JT's coming back. I think DD's going to come back.
Maybe.
But JT being back doesn't improve you.
Yeah. You're back to where you were.
You're back to being a team that couldn't even make the postseason with them.
I hear you, but the frustration level, and look, I am not, believe me, I'm not saying that, they're a playoff team, but they've done some things that the things that put us through the roof. I can't believe they're not going to re-sign JT. I can't believe they're not going to address this bullpen. I think those things are starting to happen, so.
I always assumed JT was going to be back.
What? No, because we went to percentage.
I dropped.
We got down to like 20%.
I was down as low as 30.
This is where you needed the ledger of accountability.
Because I was the one always that was the most positive.
You can check my tweets. I was always 80%.
Oh my
he was
God.
coming
We don't
back.
need to check the tweets. We'll just check the tape. You were 25%. I was saying 75%.
At one point, I said I dipped, but I always thought he was coming back.
Dip.
How does that make sense? I dipped, but I always thought he was coming back.
Is it really that complex?
You
never raised above
50% that you didn't believe.
But the majority of the time, I was 75, 80%. Like, I always told people, don't worry, he's coming back.
But the minute you dip, it's done.
So you gave yourself 80 million back doors.
Because then you're giving yourself both sides of the fence. Yeah, the minute you said you got to 25%, then you were out.
Yeah, because the Yankees were involved.
Then you were out. So then you gave up.
It's kind of like
right on you.
It's kind of like doing
Egan's
100
not
mock drafts and then claiming that I had this guy going in that round.
If you said you did, let's say you did as Pat's saying there, you did 15 mock drafts leading up to the Eagles draft.
Yeah.
And you love this guy to be the Eagles pick. And the last 2 mock drafts you do, you move off that and go to another guy. You can't take credit for that.
Sure.
Guy. You can't.
But if I haven't been 13 of my 15 mocks, he was my guy.
Now, yeah, but he wasn't your guy because you backed off at the end.
Only when the Yankees got involved.
The only mock that matters is the last one.
Yeah.
Put this in the book.
What is that?
I'll give you my first one to go in the book. Since we're talking Phillies, they were .467 winning percentage last year. I say it's better this year.
Okay, well, we will.
Bold.
We will. That's bold and beautiful. I watched that.
There it is.
Too. Hey, here's
God, now you're turning me off.
You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Get yourself in. Our friends from Bradford White, and we appreciate them being a part of things. Before the Phillies season begins, we all put it in the ledger of accountability, which now exists. And for our YouTube viewers, you can see it. It's beautiful. And look at my printing, because I do not.
Oh, it didn't come that way?
No, I do not.
I thought they were selling them at Staples. Yeah.
John
yeah. Hi,
Kincade.
I'm John Kincade.
John
Oh, yeah.
Kincade
Your book of accountability is over there.
Ledger
Aisle 12.
Accountability. You can find that in, you know what? It was in aisle 12.
What?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the strangest thing. I think it was in aisle 12.
When can we refer to said book?
Well, we would do that, I think we would do that at the end of baseball season. We go back.
Okay.
Coach would say, we're getting out the ledger.
Perfect. Okay.
Or when stuff is resolved, like when we sign in about the JT Realmuto contract, if anyone tries to back off of what their position is, like if JT Realmuto goes out and has 2 MVP caliber years, and I try to say, yeah, I told you not to sign that contract, you can go back and you can get the book and you can say, there it is. So that's the kind of thing. But you let things breathe.
Yes, you have
to. Like on a Realmuto contract, if he signs a 5-year contract, we're not going to know if it's a
couple
bad
years
deal.
down the
We're
road.
not going to know if it's a bad deal to year 4 or year 5.
3, 4,
no,
you
year
check.
4, year 5,
Yeah.
because that's my whole contention, is that no one in baseball, and again, no one in baseball is offering JT Realmuto a 5-year contract. Only the Phillies. So that's why you don't sign him to a 5-year contract. Nobody else. You're bidding against yourself. You're bidding against yourself.
If they can get him 5 years, $100 million, though, it's kind of a bargain.
Well.
But
he's the best catcher in baseball, so that's why I kind of lean.
And what he does for the staff is.
What did it get me?
Well, there's not a great surrounding cast, and
I understand that.
To your point,
I could use
spending
that.
$100 million
Okay.
that limits you to getting the surrounding cast.
Yesterday, I'm listening to the Mike Missinelli show, as I'm known to do, Ty and Nat and the whole crew, and I'm shocked because now I'm feeling like something that I've been very adamant about. I feel like I am in the complete minority. Because the whole Mikey Miss show, everybody yesterday, was completely in the camp of Carson Wentz, and I'm paraphrasing, Carson Wentz has no reason to speak. He's done the right thing by not speaking. And it was Ty, and it was Nat, and it was Mike, and they were all doing, like, they were totally in the camp of, he has nothing, D-line him on the weekends. D-line him, believe me. He has nothing to gain by speaking. I swear to you, the take in and of itself, that opinion in and of itself, drives me crazy. That a man, a grown man, has nothing to be gained by speaking for himself and not letting intermediaries speak for him. And I got to tell you, huge fan of Mike Missinelli's show, I'm shocked at that take. It makes no sense to me, because one thing I know of Mike Missinelli, former reporter, a guy who knows how to sniff out a story and respects that, is Mike's never afraid to speak for himself. If one thing is, Mike works without a freaking net. And I was shocked to hear them defending somebody who literally is hiding out and letting the entire offseason has become about him, and he's hiding out.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised by the take.
So I said at first when the season ended that him not talking I was okay with.
You did.
And I said, because things will die down, just let it go, see what happens. People were ticked off, whatever. Then a week went by, and it did. It kind of died down, and I said, yeah, maybe if he wants to come out and talk now, he should. He should come out and just... Well, then...
We're now 18 days in.
Right. And don't be surprised if the Carson Wentz camp knew that a Jeff McClain story was coming out. Like, that has to come into play. Right? Jeff said in his story he went to Carson Wentz for comment. When you go for comment, you go to either the PR people or his agent or Carson directly. Hey, I'm writing a story about the happenings of this season specifically concerning you. Their choice has been, no, I'm not going to talk. I'm such a flip-flopper here.
On this one.
I have, and I until a coach is hired, until the set plan of Carson Wentz is put out there, I understand what they're thinking. I would still like to hear from them, but I kind of understand what they're thinking.
Jamie, some of the callers and everything over the line on this issue saying, he doesn't owe you anything. Yes, the franchise quarterback who was paid $100 and some million, 70 guaranteed or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Yes, he does owe me. He does owe me.
Yeah.
He owes me to speak.
As you pointed out, 23 of the 24 highest paid players on teams 2 weeks ago had spoken. And when you're offered, look, if you don't want to stand up in front of reporters, I get it. But there's a way. Him not putting out a Doug Peterson message told me everything I need to know about their relationship.
And by the way, this may be harsh. It tells me all I need to know right now about Carson Wentz.
Yeah, it may be harsh, but
The coach who drafted you, the coach who wanted you, the coach who brought you on board, the coach who was part of a championship team with you, and you don't even offer publicly a word of support, a word of encouragement, a word of having that man's back.
I find it
tells me a
very
lot about
odd.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
It tells me a lot about him.
And look, it's, people say, what does he have? It's a lose-lose situation. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
If he says, I am committed to the Philadelphia Eagles, to being their quarterback, to correcting what went wrong this year, it was a season from hell, and I can't wait to get to work correcting what went wrong.
What, you mean to tell me he's going to get ripped for that?
He would get the public back on his side.
Yes.
So there may not, I don't see that at all, that there's nothing to gain.
Yeah, I can't get angry about this. I don't really care.
I'm not angry, but
no. What I'm saying is this: you don't care though that he hasn't spoken.
I couldn't care less. Could not care less.
The entire offseason has become about one man.
There's too much in my life to get angry about. I'm not going to let Carson Wentz not speak.
It's not about that. He's speaking volumes by not speaking.
You guys can't tell me it's not about that to me.
Pat, here's something.
To me,
by the way, here's something. By the way, we're gonna have this out as a family right now, and it really is annoying. Okay, we're having this out. You painting people's passion as anger. He's not angry about it.
No.
He's passionate about it.
I'm saying...
It's not you saying, oh, you're the guy who likes Subway about a cheesesteak story. No. It's not about... You try to paint people's arguments into a corner instead of acknowledging
like
what
you're
their
doing right now.
Yes, you are. Acknowledge what their argument is. Their argument is not... His argument is passion. He wants his employee, his highest paid employee of his team, to be accountable.
You're taking it as I am painting him to be that way. And I'm taking it because if I'm passionate, that usually means I am angry. So when you guys question me on it, no, that's how I usually am. That's how I react. I react with anger.
Read the text I sent you last break.
So, look, if I'm passionate about something, I get animated, I get angry.
Okay, but
that's how I react.
Read the text that I sent you last break.
I don't think people can get angry.
I'm not angry.
I don't think you're not angry. It's passion.
As my father would say, that's not something worth getting worked up about.
There you did it again. See?
Yeah.
Dad is in you.
Yes.
And he's now you're
If I went to my dad and was like, oh, this Carson Wentz, he's not talking, he's really my dad would go, why are you letting him affect your life? That's not worth. There's real things. So to Pat's point, no, I'm not angry.
Okay. Now, Anthony,
Pat's passion goes to a different area.
Well,
no, I understand you.
But here, Pat,
I don't.
The reason is that you do it to try to win an argument. That's what you do. It's your strategy. It's your go-to strategy is to paint someone's opinion as, well, they're being angry. I'm not angry about this.
No, you're misconstruing my point. I worded it incorrectly. What Jamie just said about what his dad used to tell him, that's what I meant.
You know what I told you? You just told me I'm misconstruing your point. I am saying to you and pointing out how you love to misconstrue other people's points.
This is a difference of opinion, John.
You're misconstruing my point.
This is a difference of opinion. You think I'm doing one thing, I think I'm doing another.
When you paint someone's opinion as it's anger, or you don't like someone else's opinion and you go, well, you're the kind of guy who would go into here to get your cheese. You try to paint someone's opinion as it's being... Here, I know what your opinion is, and it's not true at all. That's a win the argument type of thing. It might work in court. I mean, Pat Egan, attorney at law, it might work.
He's not representing me.
I don't know. I could see Egan as an attorney.
He has a lot of Cousin Vinny in him, I think. Yeah. Like, I could see him going in and just bulldogging his way to a victory.
I could see him as an attorney who'd be on the back of a bus.
I think we're arguing.
Very possible.
We're splitting hairs here. I think my message was I'm not going to get worked up over Carson Wentz not speaking, anger, worked up, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to spend my time being angry or worked up, either or, about Carson Wentz not speaking.
By the way, Anthony Gargano, again, just to the point, too, is that because I do consume the Cuz radio as often as possible, too. He agreed, too. He talked about it, too.
I mean...
That he believed Carson's got to speak.
Yeah. If nothing else,
so odd.
to win the the locker room loved Doug P. There's a lot of guys in there that love Doug P.
A lot of them did.
Carson not saying, hey, Doug, thank you for the great run we had together. I enjoyed our time. If it's a lie or not, you're sending a message to that locker room.
Yeah, and especially when you have a lot of teammates that did come out and say thank you, Doug, and all that. For a coach that overwhelmingly backed his quarterback when he really didn't have to. It was odd. Look, public perception is what it is. People can't get on me for not publicly saying something if I took care of it behind closed doors. I understand all that. But he's in a position where he should have done something publicly.
Yeah.
By the way, though, the Mets, Steve Phillips, McIlvain.
Yeah.
Anthony's going to talk about this.
They got some horny GMs,
The Mets have issues.
Yeah. I think Steve Cohen's going to correct it. I really do.
With the swiping right. With the swiping rights?
Yeah. Don't hire horny GMs.
It can get a bit.
First question. Are you?
By the way, Steve Phillips, one of my favorite people to talk baseball with.
Yeah, I can see that.
Great insights, and always one of my favorite people to talk.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how horny are you? 10, you're out.
You're out.
Wow.
Can't have you.
You thought John got nervous over there.
No, that was a rhetorical.
John was like, "Well, she just came in this weekend. I'm okay right now."
He asked me last Thursday.
Yes, exactly.
He asked me last Thursday. He may have said 11. No. Hey, 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. The stars aligned perfectly for us once, but I have a feeling we're going to be stargazing for a while. Final hour of the John Kincade Show on this Tuesday morning comes your way next on 97.5 The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
I know that most people find his calm leadership to be a gentle, soothing beacon at a time of great social chaos.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Hey, it's John Kincade, and I'm back home now, so I'm always rooting for the home teams. And the only sportsbook app that's based right here in the Delaware Valley, it's the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. And that's why I'm using it, because hockey's back. You get futures bet on the Flyboys at 18-1 to win the Cup. You got the pro football playoffs, the college hoops, pro basketball, and more. And you can get in on all the action right in the palm of your hand. Bet on more teams, more scores, player performances, and more. And you're betting with a name you can trust. The Parks Casino Sportsbook app. They've got easy deposits, great odds, outstanding customer service, everything that you're looking for. And new customers only? Sign up now and get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Download the app right now or go to parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. That's parkscasino.com/PA. Use the promo code FANATIC and that risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit. See the website for details. Bet with the home team, Pennsylvania's home team sports betting app. You got to be 21 or older and in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's a place in Pennsylvania where the aroma of freshly baked bread takes you back to a kindler, gentler time. A time when families still gather together to enjoy a handmade tomato pie. When traditional recipes and fresh ingredients combine for an authentic old-world taste. That time and place still exist at Corpalese Bakery and Deli. Since 1924, the Corpalese family has been sharing their favorite foods and flavors with their favorite Philadelphians. Hand-carved deli meats and cheeses, freshly baked breads, rolls, cookies, pies, and more. And of course, the world-famous Corpalese tomato pie, voted best in Philadelphia in 2014. Corpalese Bakery and Deli in Norristown, Limerick, and Douglasville, where 4 generations of pride go into everything they make, including hoagie and party trays, specialty cakes, and stromboli. Take yourself back to a better time at Corpalese Bakery and Deli, where nostalgia isn't just a word, it's an ingredient. Learn more at corpalesbakery.com.
Yo, the college basketball season is heating up, and I'm telling you that we need to turn our attention to the Wendy's Wooden Watch. Now, in 2002, I was honored to receive the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. That's very important. This year, players like Luka Garza, Cade Cunningham, Rhymes Howard, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2021 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year is presented by Wendy's.
Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich is now in the 2 for $5, and that's reason to celebrate. Try the new classic and then take your mouth on a victory lap with the iconic Dave's Single, the delicious spicy chicken sandwich, spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, or just get another classic chicken sandwich. Taste greatness today with Wendy's 2 for $5. we got you.
For a limited time, a la carte only. Price and participation may vary. Less Wendy's.
New year, new budgets. Every small business has unique needs, and when you partner with a Dell Technologies advisor, you get real-time tailored advice. They'll even give you a free consultation on your servers and storage devices to develop a custom solution to help improve your company's productivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit and big savings on business computers with Intel Core processors. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Good afternoon. Would you like to try a free sample of our double fudge brownie?
Oh, sure. That's very good. I'll just take one more, just to be sure. Yep, still very good.
Some things never change, like never being able to take just one free sample. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
Is that macadamia nut I taste? Let me take one more.
Sir.
Yeah. I thought so.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
What's in store this week at Staples?
Printing you new signs for the times.
Get back to business with custom printed signs and sales materials. Staples has hundreds of designs to choose from, or just upload your own.
And now at Staples, get 25% off custom flyers, brochures, postcards, or labels when you spend $70 or more.
Some items printed same day when ordered before 2 p.m.
Save big on custom printing at Staples. Ends 2/27. Exclusions apply. Limit one offer per customer. See store associate or visit staples.com/custom prints for details.
I hired Nuptial Num-Nums to cater my wedding, and it was a disaster. Everyone was raving about the food instead of my dress.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
They're like, oh, Veronica, the lamb chops. Did the lamb chops fly you out to Kincade?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
I will not be hiring them for my next wedding.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Looking for a checking account that's built for you? Whether you love earning cash back or don't want fees or a minimum balance requirement, Citadel Credit Union has you covered. Plus, get a $300 bonus. Easily deposit checks right from your phone. Receive instant account alerts to stay updated. And simply tap and go with your contactless debit card. For a limited time, get $300 when you open a new checking account at citadelbanking.com/radio. Citadel Credit Union. Building strength together. Federally insured by NCUA.
Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com. You'll find a massive number of basketball betting options, bet point spreads, money lines, and game totals directly from your mobile device. Use one of our 12 easy deposit methods to get in on the action. And when you win, we pay fast. We pride ourselves on our quick and easy payouts. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dunkin' is here to help keep you up and running, Philly, with one free medium hot coffee Monday through Friday, once a week for members only. Not a member? Join on the Dunkin' app today and earn rewards. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. One per member per week. Exclusions apply. Valid through January 29th.
Hey, it's Mike Miss here. You know, Philly sports is big business, and we've got you covered every weekday with the Fanatic's Business of Sports Reports, powered by Pico for Business. For information on how your company can save with Pico's incentives, just go to pico.com/more savings.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Can we wrap this up? I need to get home in time for General Hospital.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
All right, we got an hour to go on this Tuesday edition of the John Kincade Show. Those of you consuming us via the 97.5 The Fanatic mobile app, fantastic. Those on Twitch.tv and YouTube, we love it when you are a part of the show. And those just listening on your radios, you're always welcome to, and we appreciate it. 9 o'clock hour brought to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. What a concept. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to bagster.com. And as we begin the 9 o'clock hour, I'm trying to see the Eagles avoid the fate of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. By the way, the Buccaneers were the last Super Bowl champion that I believe resembled the 2017 Eagles Super Bowl champs. A team that won a Super Bowl Amazing odds against them. Remember, the Buccaneers can't win in cold weather, having to go into Philly, all those things. Do you realize that the Buccaneers waited 18 calendar years to see another playoff win?
Jeez.
It's crazy. Now the Eagles did win a game the year after they won the title. It was that miracle double doink game, but you get the idea. Most teams that win a Super Bowl do not fade into oblivion. But here, we see a team that has been on a slide, definite downturn slide, facing a huge rebuild with major salary cap issues. Now, some champions do struggle a bit, but they usually have this sort of that quick bump towards a resurgence. But few fall into disrepair this quickly. And it makes me wonder, did the stars just align on that February afternoon to give us that parade? Were we like John Gruden's Buccaneers? Well, we better find a lucky star, because from the looks of it right now, we're in for a long wait the next time that we even contemplate looking for ticker tape in February on Broad Street. And that's where the 9 o'clock hour begins. John Kincade show here with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and the coach, Eric Camille. The most Super Bowl champs, and just go back in this generation, just since 2000, most Super Bowl champions don't fall off the map. Most of them sustain success. In fact, the St. Louis Rams had a few bites at the apple and then fell off, Bob, but most Super Bowl champs don't fall into the position we're looking at right now. This is looking like a potential major rebuild.
So you go 13-3, you win the Super Bowl. The next year you go 9-7, and
double doink, you get a playoff win.
You get a playoff win, and you get the drop in New Orleans. And so the season ends, and you say, all right, maybe that was the hangover of last year, but had they made a catch, had they won a game here and there, things could have been different, could have been back to the Super Bowl. My question when I saw you bring this up, John, is what is this team closer to, this organization closer to now? The luck that you drew up of 2017, or a team that's going to be 9-7 or whatever for years to come?
Much closer to that team.
So the fall off is right now could be Tampa Bay-esque.
It seems that way.
Not unless Carson Wentz figures it out. I mean, look, when Seattle rebuilt, the one constant they had to stay competitive was Russell Wilson. A good quarterback is the ultimate cologne in the NFL. So, I hate to keep going back to this, but if the dude can figure it out, I think it was part offensive line, part mechanics, part battling with his head coach and maybe overriding plays, part bad practice habits. If he can figure it out, which I believe is very correctable, then maybe not. And maybe you are, I don't want to say closer to the 2017 team, but you're a playoff team.
I mean, when Tampa won a Super Bowl, you never thought that if you said to them that day, the people, did Tampa have a parade?
But who was their quarterback?
Did they Brad Johnson?
Exactly.
Did they even have a parade? Guess what? Right now,
nobody knows.
I'm going to tell you right now, Jamie, if you told me from now on Carson Wentz can turn into Brad Johnson for the rest of his career, I think I'd take it right now.
Wow.
Do you remember a lot of Brad Johnson?
Sure.
Yeah, I had him on my fantasy team a few years.
Brad Johnson
wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad.
A pretty consistent stat line.
But he wasn't a top 10 guy.
Yeah, but guess what? Right now, I'm not gambling on that for Carson Wentz. You just tell me if
sell your soul.
If the next coach comes in and can fix Carson Wentz to be Brad Johnson, I'm okay.
Wow.
30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions,
I'm okay.
4,000 yards.
I'm okay.
I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than what he gave you this year.
Well, he was the worst quarterback in the league.
Exactly.
Let's see what Brad in North Philly has to say. Brad, welcome aboard the John Kincade Show. Good morning.
Yeah, listen, what's even worse is the Raiders, who beat the Eagles, in 80 and haven't even won anything since then. You think the Eagles might be like in that situation?
I hope not.
No.
They don't. No, because the Eagles have knocked on the door so many times under Howie Roseman, under Jeffrey Lurie, that I believe they're going to know some of the best practices that can get them back to being at that point. That'd be my guess.
I I would hope. Here's what brings you back, and it goes to my earlier topic of 2 for 144. The Eagles didn't win the first 51 Super Bowls. I mean, that still plays on your mind. You might say, all right, but they can get back towards that 2017. Really? It took 51 years to get to 2017. I don't know just because you had it in 2017 if you're closer to getting back to that.
The only thing is, guys in this room in the same argument, you've got Pat Egan growing up in an era where, for the most part, he's been at a highly successful party.
Right.
Oh, it's been great.
Eagles. In the mix all the time, chance to win.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I love Andy Reid, because he helped build my childhood into a dynasty, really. They didn't win, but it was always good. It was always competitive. You knew they were spending money. I didn't grow up in the dog days. Sorry about that.
See, they know. No, but I'm saying is they know you guys lived in a different era. The Eagles brass, the Jeffrey Lurie era, is the Egan era.
Yeah. It is.
You know what it can be, and they have to remember those best practices have to be there.
I grew up in the gold standard era.
Yes. For this franchise, you absolutely have.
Yeah, it was very easy to hop on the Eagles bandwagon at that age.
Made it easier, Bob, to be a fan too for people.
Oh, yeah. And like I told you the story of my son when the Eagles lost to New Orleans. New Orleans in the playoffs with Jeff Garcia. He was like 7 or 8 and turned around. They lost and had tears in his eyes. Said, "Oh, my God, are they ever going to win a Super Bowl?" And the father and me hugged him and said, "Oh, don't worry." But the man in me was like, "Are you flipping kidding me? You're 8 years old."
You didn't get that.
I've been going through this for 40 years.
I don't want to see the greatest moment in franchise history be followed up by a malaise that can last 18 seasons if you're a Buccaneers fan?
I don't think that'll happen, because look, Jeffrey Lurie has shown you in 25 years that they may frustrate us, but he's a really good owner, and that's where it comes from. I mean, if you have a good owner in sports, you can be a good franchise. You're going to go through your valleys. There's no doubt about it, and we may be in one right now. But I don't believe it's an 18, 20-year malaise. They've been a very, very successful team under Jeffrey Lurie's steward.
I'm right there with you. I really am.
I think
they'll
figure it out. I have the confidence, maybe even more so than any team in town, that they'll figure it out.
I think he's a great owner. I think he's lost his way.
He's the puppy that lost its way. Well, you get your ass out there and you find that bleeping dog.
Yeah, but some people don't. Like, look at Jerry Krause. It reminds me of Jeffrey Lurie, where he thinks he's smarter than he is. Jerry Krause, same way. Jerry Krause never found his way back.
One of my greatest fears, the dog running away.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like
so we have the ability to leave our dog out in the backyard now, but both of our neighbors have dogs. But I'm terrified that she's just going to chase a fox down the stream or take off after a deer, and I'm never going to be, because I had a German short hair growing up, and he used to take off after anything, and we'd lose him. And that 30, 40 minutes,
oh my gosh,
is horrifying.
Oh yeah.
It's the worst. But even tough Bob Cooney.
We had a dog that liked to go out and I think impregnate other dogs.
Hey now.
Yeah, he was a horny dog, Lurch
Nice.
was. So he would leave for days on it. Like, my parents were older, so sometimes they would go to put him out, and if they didn't hold him right, boom, he was gone. And it would be a day or two. And then he'd wander back in with a big smile on his face and a cigarette in his mouth, and it would be like, there's going to be another puppy around in there. But yeah, it's a horrible feeling.
My sister once chased our dog Bailey down 309 because my parents live by Route 309.
Okay.
And Bailey somehow got onto 309. My
sister was
chasing on the shoulder down 309. Luckily, a good Samaritan kind of pulled over and trapped the dog, and they got her in the car. And
Have you run on a highway, Egan?
Have I ever run on a highway?
Yes.
No, I don't think that ended well for me. I'm not very fleet of foot. But yesterday, ironically enough, when I was driving home, I just saw a dog just walk by this busy construction zone on Ridge Ave. There was no owner.
Really?
And I'm like, my first thought was, where is this dog's person? Because it's a very crowded area. I was concerned for the dog.
I'm so random in my thoughts, but that's my biggest fear.
Dog running away is terrifying.
Dog runaways. If Nikki Foles left, oh my gosh,
she should have a kid run away one time. That's even worse.
Have you ever had that?
Well, our son that has autism, one time, somebody was watching him, but there was a bunch of kids. They didn't know anyway. He loved to run, and they thought the front door was locked, and he got out, and he was far far away, and he was a little kid with autism.
Man.
Couldn't communicate with. Yeah, he was out.
What are we talking
by a main road?
What are we talking timeline?
Half
90s?
hour, 20.
That's
20 minutes, half hour.
My sister was one that would disappear too.
Yeah, I was at work at the time, so I
on
didn't
the
even
beach.
know about it.
Like you turn your head and she'd be gone. And
my
I
gosh.
can't imagine the panic they would experience.
Yeah, but and we're getting way. But it is a panic feeling though that we have here, John. The way you brought this into it with this Eagles team,
I'm not there.
Has he lost his? Well,
I'm
it's funny.
concerned, but I'm not near panic yet.
When Egan said it, it kind of hit a ton. He said Jeffrey Lurie may have lost his way. That kind of, I was like, wow, that could be true. That could very well be true.
Well, Carson Wentz figured it out.
In the linchpin, well, are pigs flying? I'm hungry again.
This is the linchpin.
Sausage, bacon. Okay, you got
Don't
me
forget
that,
pork roll.
I don't think
Pork roll is a strong item.
By the way,
Have you had the pork roll
I have
since
not
you've been
had
home?
pork roll since I've been home.
I couldn't find it in the store on Saturday.
You're not one of these
There was
Jersey
no-
people that does Taylor ham, are you?
I don't know. What
That's a Central and North Jersey thing. I just wanted to make sure.
no.
You mean the roll of Taylor pork roll?
Yeah, but they'll call it Taylor ham. They don't call it pork
call
roll.
it pork roll.
No, you got
No,
to
they call it Taylor ham.
Do they really?
Yeah.
No, you got to get the.
And does it have the
16-pack of pork
Does it have
rolls.
that like sort of
Yeah. It's like almost like a wax.
Yes. Yes.
So don't ever be one of those guys.
no.
Okay.
But something happened for the first time in 59 years that I saw yesterday that blew me away.
Really?
Now, we don't talk a lot of college basketball here on the station, but this one caught my eye. For the first time in 59 years, Duke, University of North Carolina, and the University of Kentucky are unranked.
Okay, that's unbelievable.
Is this a sign of the COVID times or something else?
Why would the best organizations in college basketball be the ones who are supposedly most affected by COVID? They should be the ones that are most insulated. Most money for testing, most money for being able to do every little fancy thing you can coach with. Those are probably 3 of the top 5 money programs.
Yeah.
So why should they have a built-in excuse because of COVID?
If that is, yeah, that's a great question.
I don't know the
And
answer to this. That's why I ask.
I was trying to figure out, like, Villanova. I love that Villanova will always be ranked, it seems like, with Jay Wright, in the top 10 because people stay for a couple years.
Yeah.
People don't stay at Kentucky. People don't stay at Duke.
One and dones are biting them in the ass?
It could be an off year for one and dones, and it just so happens to be all 3. Now, Roy Williams has been a little bit down at Carolina for a couple of years now.
He's been more than a little.
Yeah, but Kentucky and Duke, that's...
Here's another thing, though.
That's surprising.
And, gentlemen, you've been here for this entire pandemic, and I've said it to you guys 50 times since we've gotten to know each other. I have lived a different pandemic before I moved here. Completely different. I can tell you, Kentucky, North Carolina, I know Georgia, it's a completely different way that everything's been handled.
Temple just played their, 5th game of college basketball?
Yeah, Villanova was just shut down for like 2.5 weeks.
They're starting it back up tonight after a long time off.
It's been 2.5 weeks. It's been longer than that, right?
Maybe even 3.
Nova?
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanely difficult to build chemistry. Temple's first game, the starting 5 that they ended the game with had never practiced together.
See, that's crazy.
So Villanova's last game was against Marquette on 12/23.
Yeah,
My
before
birthday.
Christmas.
So it's like 3.5 weeks.
I didn't get a happy birthday from any one of you, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lie. That is a complete and utter lie. I sent you a text that day that said happy birthday.
Wait, when's your birthday? I blacked out.
Wow, 2 days before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was before he was
Send
here.
me a text.
I think they were off. Were you guys
I
off?
called you out.
We were not here. I wasn't.
No, he
I was
wasn't
locked
here
in on
yet.
the Villanova game.
I wasn't even an employee yet.
Yeah, your
See?
key card didn't work.
By the way, I wasn't even an employee yet, and I think I made fun of the fact that Chuck, the boss, says he buys gifts for his buddies for birthdays. I do not do that. I'll say let's have a birthday lunch.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Let's do something like that.
Buy me a beer. I'm happy.
Wait, let's go out and let's take out celebrate Bob's lunch or whatever. We have a lunch club.
Yeah, I've seen gifts out and about, and if I know a buddy would like it, I'll grab it for him.
Aw.
Really?
It's got a soft side Egan does.
I can't remember. You know what I would do is some great swag we pick up. I know I have buddies who would like the swag.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll do that, but very rarely do I ever buy a gift for a buddy.
When I get swag, it never gets past the 4 kids, so I can't give it to a buddy.
See, Olivia doesn't even care because much of the stuff she doesn't care.
Yeah, I have 3 boys, so they'll
fight over it there.
Yeah.
All right, this report sponsored by. Wait a minute. I didn't even realize it's sponsored by Staples.
I thought that was all a plan when you originally brought up Staples.
I was in Staples yesterday on Montgomery Avenue. Staples has everything you need to start the year right, like home office furniture, the latest tech, organizational supplies, and the ledger of accountability. I added that one. Get a fresh start this year with big savings from Staples. Yeah, I went into Staples yesterday. By the way, there are some jacked up parking lots.
Jacked up meaning?
Jacked up meaning screwed up. Who designed them?
Oh, okay.
As I drive in my...
the Acme parking lot right over here is a death trap.
It's
every
terrible.
Wawa.
By the way,
the Belmont Ave Wawa?
That parking lot where the Acme is, Lord and Taylor is.
Yeah.
It's like somebody did a cement obstacle course. Like you're waiting to not knock the egg off of the cone during your driver's test.
I'm pretty sure whoever designed that was on acid.
But who did that?
I don't know.
So yesterday...
They should not do it anymore.
There is a Staples and a Wawa right there on Montgomery Avenue. I guess it's Narberth.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wawa's here, the Staples here. You're at the back wall of the Staples is staring at the wall of the Wawa. And then, by the way, the Wawa's not open early enough. I drive by it every day.
That's tough, I know.
Why? How can there be Wawas that aren't open that early?
I don't know. I feel for you, John, because I passed 3. I passed 3 on my way here that are open in the morning.
It's just there's some jacked up parking lots. Parking, and by the way, the parking. Does everybody think that everything's a compact car? Because the parking lots are made with these. We were at the Target at the Springfield Mall, and the parking spots were the smallest parking spots I've ever seen in my life. And most people now drive in SUVs, bigger cars.
What do you got, that big Yukon out there?
No. Now I'm in the fine folks at Enterprise who've got me hooked up.
We got to get you a car, man.
Yeah, come on, John.
Well,
we're embarrassed.
You live here
by you, not for you, by you. We are.
Well, I am looking to make an arrangement with a auto dealership that I will have a long-term arrangement with.
Yes.
That I will bring thousands of customers into it.
Yeah, you're not looking for a one-night stand. You're looking for a long-term relationship.
No, I could easily be just going in and saying, I'll buy a car today. That's not the issue. I can walk in and do it. Besides, it's bothering friends of mine that I'm driving a rental car. And I say, why is it bothering you? I'm like, why is it bothering you? Why does it? Well, you should be driving a car. I'm like, no, I want to make it. I want to make the right relationship with the right car dealer here in the area. Luxury car dealer in the area.
That's John saying, I can be bought.
So I'm just saying to you, no. But the thing is, though, I always do make investments in the cars that I buy. I'm not just saying, toss me the keys. So if you are a car dealer and you're so inclined, I'd love to talk to you.
That's John Kincade.
These parking lots, though, are crazy.
Yeah, we need Pete Dye, the guy who builds the golf courses, to design a parking lot.
First of all, the curbs are twice as high as anything I've been used to.
Yeah.
The curbs are so high. And then you've got it's like they've set up like obstacle courses in the parking lots.
It'll make you a better driver, though.
Here's an island. No. I haven't found that. I haven't found that to be the case.
There's so many bad parking lots. I'm trying to think of the worst.
Gosh.
Acme Ballackinwood one is up there.
And by the way,
Wawa Belmont.
Well, wait, where did we go to lunch the other day?
That's
right
the same parking lot.
Oh, that's that is ridiculous.
It's insane.
I had to make in that parking lot. I had to make 4 turns within the parking lot. And when you enter the parking lot, you have to make like 4 turns.
Oh yeah,
to avoid the barricades.
I forget what road it's off of, but the side entrance.
Yeah,
it just takes you down like a normal parking lot path, and then everybody's turning there. It's crazy.
There is no law, or at least I haven't checked since I've been back in Pennsylvania. There is no law that says you cannot take a parking lot and redo it. Reimagine it.
Yeah.
Take down all the little curves and turns and everything that you make them do.
You need Cosmo Kramer out there with the paint.
Parking at that Acme lot.
Oh, it's a death wish.
I'm going to get in a fist fight one day with somebody because cars. It's a parking at this.
By the way, real quick question: I was in that grocery store the other day, and I was perusing the meat, eggs, and dairy section, and I left. So I'm a very conscious shopping cart person. Like, I like to put it to so many people just leave it in the middle of the aisle.
Which makes no sense.
And block the ways.
Especially during COVID.
So I'm very conscious of, I usually put my cart to the side and then go do my shopping, go back to it. So I kind of blacked out when I was picking up my chicken breasts.
You blacked out?
And I turned around and I just put my hand on the cart behind me.
And it wasn't yours?
And it wasn't mine. I started walking away. The guy was, like, incredibly rude to me.
What did he say?
You were stealing his food.
Yeah, but it's all replaceable.
What, do you think you were putting germs on his car?
I don't know. Maybe it was, but he kind of cursed at me. Like,
really?
Yo, what the bleep you doing?
Wow.
And I thought that was completely uncalled for.
He actually cursed you out?
Yeah. And it caught me by surprise. I was like, what?
I went to Target yesterday in Devon, and I'm in there, and I'm picking, I like to switch off of the one shampoo, but get like the sample size of the little travel size shampoo.
Yeah.
So I have a switch off shampoo. So I go and I'm in there.
Bob knows all about that.
I move over. This lady is over at the other end of the discount rack where you get the 99-cent travel shampoo and the loofah. And this lady goes, back off.
Whoa.
I could not extend my hand to touch her. And she was at the other end of the rack, and it was all on this wall. And she literally, I made one step towards the thing, and she goes, back off!
Whoa.
And I'm saying, okay, this woman would lose her mind. She'd lose. If I dropped her in Atlanta today, she'd be nodding, sucking her thumb, rocking back and forth. She'd lose her mind.
Yeah.
It was crazy town.
Jamie, where is your bodyguard?
Yeah. And by the way, don't you have someone that shops for you?
Yeah. No.
Well, he likes to rub elbows with the everyman.
It's clearly
stop!
Oh my God.
It's clearly a common mistake that I took his cart. Like,
Wait a minute,
I
Cuz just knocked you around a little bit.
I didn't think that warranted a curse.
I think that Cuz just got
no, right? I kind of want to be like, what's your bleeping problem?
No, that is a problem.
See, I would have.
Thing is, though,
I hate that I do that.
Thing is, though, you wouldn't. Here's the thing is, though, and I'll just ask you both. Somebody says that to you. You're not escalating, or you?
No, I'm a de-escalator, and sometimes when it's so shocking and out of left field, like it takes me a minute to realize what just happened.
See, when it's out of left,
angry elf.
When it's out of left field, I'm going to escalate.
Oh yeah, I kind of get like dazed.
When it's not out of left field, when you can tell somebody's angry and they're trying to bait you into it, I'll never bite.
Yeah,
but that I would. Bob. Escalator?
I got a bad temper.
There you go, escalator.
It's time for you to shut the f***
There you go,
up.
escalator. It's the way it goes. All right, coming up, we got a half hour to go. There is people that are dreaming of a championship. Dreaming that we could see another one. And Bob's numbers earlier were staggering. I got to say, though, what's it going to do for you if it happens? We'll get to that coming up last half hour of the show. It's the John Kincade Show. This is 97.5 The Fanatic. Window Nation knows that your house is drafty because they see you. They see you searching on the internet. They see you going to windownation.com. How many times have you been there? How many times have you checked out the website and you haven't pulled the trigger? Well, you probably paid off by doing that because it's their most popular deal and you can get it now. Call today, make no payments for 2 full years. Sit out 2021, sit out 2022, and we'll check back with you in 2023 when we want the money. Window Nation is going to give you two free windows for every 2 that you buy, and you don't have to make a down payment. So we're talking about no payments at all, no cash up front, and paying no interest for 2 full years. You can use the savings to pay off high-interest credit card debt or whatever you wish. So pick up the phone now. Call 866-90-NATION. I know that you've shopped Window Nation before. You visited. Go back, because this is the best deal that you're ever going to find. Call 866-90-NATION and start the new year with great new windows and incredible savings. Tell them John Kincade sent you.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
I hate Steven Singer.
I get that a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied.
So, how can I help you?
Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com. shipping. It's free, and your rose is guaranteed for life.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
Yo, the college basketball season is heating up, and I'm telling you that we need to turn our attention to the Wendy's Wooden Watch. Now, in 2002, I was honored to receive the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. That's very important. This year, players like Luka Garza, Cade Cunningham, Rhymes Howard, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2021 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year is presented by Wendy's.
Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich is now in the 2 for $5, and that's reason to celebrate. Try the new classic and then take your mouth on a victory lap with the iconic Dave single, the delicious spicy chicken sandwich, spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, or just get another classic chicken sandwich. Taste greatness today with Wendy's 2 for $5. We got you.
For a limited time, a la carte only. Price and participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's.
And now more Straight Talk from Straight Talk. The big wireless companies say they're the only way to get the best coverage.
Because they've got like a gajillion cell towers?
Something like that. But Straight Talk Wireless runs on those same towers, so you get the same great networks for up to 50% less.
I wonder if they're counting that one in Kickapoo, Kansas.
Oh boy. Switch today and get our unlimited plan for just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds and no contract. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
Fact. Filing your taxes with TaxAct can feel like a cash explosion. That's because TaxAct helps you get your maximum refund guaranteed. And TaxAct costs 30% less than the big guys, which means more of this. So if you want a cash explosion of your own, switch to TaxAct. File for less and get more. Start for free at TaxAct.com. 30% less claim based on comparison of TurboTax and H&R Block federal pricing for deluxe and premier consumer online products on December 4th, 2020. Restrictions apply. See TaxAct.com for complete details.
Hindsight is 20/20, and 2020 was a brutal year that for most of it felt out of control. But you know how you can be in control? You can be in control of your job. Your career, yes. In 2020, my computer career helped more people start IT careers than ever. Don't look back with 2020 hindsight next year and see yourself in that 2020 job. Take control. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
What's in store this week at Staples?
Printing you new signs for the times.
Get back to business with custom printed signs and sales materials. Staples has hundreds of designs to choose from, or just upload your own.
And now at Staples, get 25% off custom flyers, brochures, postcards, or labels when you spend $70 or more.
Some items printed same day when ordered before 2 p.m.
Save big on custom printing at Staples. Ends 2/27. Exclusions apply. Limit one offer per customer. See store associate or visit staples.com/custom prints for details.
Our biggest storage event just got stronger. The Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. Get exclusive HDX black and yellow Tough Totes starting at just $4.98. They're heavy duty, durable, and come in a range of sizes from 7 to 70 gallons. So whether you need to store a little or store a lot, you're going to save loads. Make room for big savings at the Store More, Save More event going on now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limited time only. Event and dates vary by store. See store for details.
Lately, we're doing a lot more at home, which means we're doing a lot less driving. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you only pay for the miles you drive. Drive less, save 50% with Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Pricing varies based on how you buy, driving behaviors, and includes a daily rate. Not applicable in California. Based on annual premium paid by Allstate Standard Auto customers versus Allstate pay-per-mile customers who drive an average of 4,000 miles a year. Savings vary subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates. Copyright 2020 Allstate Insurance Company.
My name is Jerome Bettis, and I love football. It has always been a part of me, this game. Just like the game has always been a part of you. Bet Rivers Sportsbook wants you to enjoy every game. Whether we revel in victory or suffer the loss, our passion for the game makes us all winners. Enjoy every game with Philly's hometown sportsbook. Bet Rivers Sportsbook.
Presented by Rivers Casino Pittsburgh. Must be 21 or over to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The playoffs, they're my favorite time of the year, as you know, and I can't wait to bet all the action this weekend on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. If you've never tried FanDuel before, the playoffs are the perfect time to give it a shot. Because right now, new users can get exclusive 25-1 odds boost on any team to win this weekend. That's right, 25-1 odds. Any team, any playoff game. We're going to talk tonight, Beers with Bob at 6 to 7, me and Andrew Salchunas, about who we might like this weekend in the NFL playoffs. So don't miss out on this exclusive offer. You know I've been betting football on FanDuel all season long because it's just so much fun. It's not just the teams. You can go to individuals. You can talk about passing yards for quarterbacks, receiving yards for receivers, and rushing yards for your favorite running backs. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Bob so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Bob. Must be 21 or older and present in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. New users only. Must wager on designated Boost Market. Deposit required. Max bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
It's spelled Kincade, Kincade. Just so you know when you're writing your complaint emails.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I had somebody send me a note saying, focus today. You guys are all over the place. He says, but I'm enjoying it. So I literally sent a message back and said, do you want me to focus or are you enjoying where we're going all over the place? Another guy says here that you can't just redo parking lots in Pennsylvania. There are actual regulations on parking lots.
Can you redesign? Like, I understand the regulations.
Like he says, because it's about, he says the parking lots in that area, by the way, this person involved in law enforcement.
Okay.
He said they are designed that way to keep people from racing through them.
Okay.
No, cutting through to avoid apprehension and people racing through parking lots, so they're trying to keep speed down.
Interesting. All right, good. The more you know.
At least there's a reason for it.
All right.
As far as being able to understand it.
I still don't get that one entrance.
I don't get any of it. that one entrance is as narrow as a...
It's dangerous.
Oh, my gosh. It's crazy town.
Yeah.
It's crazy town. But it was... I like the guy who goes, focus. I said, focus. And I said, okay, well, we'll try to focus. He goes, but I'm really... I answered him, and he's surprised because I keep my DMs open. And he says, I'm sorry. He goes, you answered. And he says, but I'm really enjoying the show. And I'm like, okay.
Well, thank you.
I said, but do you want us to focus or do you want us to, like, we can, look, just to give you a little behind the curtain, we could just throw out an opinion and ask for 3 hours of phone calls on it. We could do that. We will not do that. We could just put up a poll question and ask you to talk about the poll question. We're not doing that either. We're trying to do things a little different. Yes, we will go off the rails many times. We will go off the rails many times. And we hope you're going to enjoy it. We hope you're going to get used to it. Hope you like it. And I want to say a special hello to Andy Rollo. He's been on YouTube for over 3.5 hours this morning watching the show.
Love Andy.
Andy, great stuff.
Does he like us?
I also love Rollo candies.
It doesn't see Rollo.
Rollo. Well,
No.
I was trying to go to his name.
Is he the heir to the is he the heir to the Rollo fortune?
Might be.
Because, you know, there are lots of chewy Rolos in a roll for you.
Yeah.
And if you're choosy about what you chew, real milk chocolate and caramel too.
Holy
to chew.
I've never heard that before, but I trust you.
That was the jingle. Because as I said, I'm the Rain Man idiot savant of like TV theme songs, jingles. It's in my head. In my head. It's right there.
I would like to say interesting.
We're going to have to quiz him one day.
Listen to Bob. Listen to Bob. So we do go off the rails from time to time, and we appreciate all of you. And the more time you spend with us, we really love you. Now, Bob wants to talk about a hypothetical championship. And considering some of the gloom and doom going on in this town right now, I am completely all in on this.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
So February 4th, 2018, that quenched a thirst that this city has never had before and may never have since.
It still inspires me.
Right? I mean, there was no championship that this city had to win more than an Eagles winning a Super Bowl.
Nothing more than
Mission accomplished.
Yep.
Now, many will say, so I'm still thirsty for another Eagles championship because the Eagles rule this town, as we all know. That's fine. But I'm wondering, we talked about it yesterday, John, that you and I were alive when the Flyers won the Stanley Cup. We little children, I getting my first Holy Communion the day of the first Stanley Cup when they beat the Boston Bruins. If the Flyers win a championship, is that the most, let me phrase it this way, is the championship we're most thirsty for right now the Flyers as a city?
I think it goes person to person, right?
I don't believe the impact of a championship on this city. Flyers is selective. Eagles is community-wide.
Sure.
So that's where I'm at, Pat.
Yeah, I think for Jamie, hit it on the head. It's selective for a lot of people. I think for a lot of people out there, though, it's just they want a championship. They don't care where it comes from, if it's the Flyers, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are the most popular team in the city. No, I'm not breaking any news there, but for the other three, it's kind of, I don't want to say bandwagon hopper-ish, but if they're doing well, people go to the games, people show interest.
Sure.
And the thing is, though, what I love about, the best thing I love, Bob, about the city of Philly is the sense of community. The getting out of bed on a Sunday morning, running into your local supermarket,
sure,
or whatever, and the checkout people are all wearing their Eagles.
Oh, have you ever gone?
Everybody's out getting ready for the daily tailgate or whatever, and everybody's in their. That is, by the way, that's unique.
By the way, I have Adam Schefter tweet.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get to this. Yes.
Another name into the ring.
It's not breaking news.
It's not worthy of the drop.
Not worthy of the drop.
But another name will be interviewed by Jeffrey Lurie and the Philadelphia Eagles. According to Adam Schefter, who we'll talk to at 8:10 tomorrow, Indianapolis Colts offensive coordinator Nick Sirianni is interviewing today for the Eagles head coaching job, per source. So that is the 11th candidate now?
Who? So you're trying to get someone who knows Frank Reich? I mean, right now, is
could
that
be.
It?
Look, could be. And again, I'll go to this.
When's your interview, Bob and John?
Well, if they're interviewing this guy, are they?
I just went through this whole interviewing crap. I have no interest in any more interviews.
Are they interviewing for multiple positions? I'm really starting to think that. Is it a lateral move for somebody to go from Indianapolis to Philadelphia and maybe have the same?
They wouldn't be allowed to.
Oh, you can't leave.
Yeah, I don't.
You could give him a different. You could give him a different title.
You'd have to give him assistant head coach.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it can be done, as we all know. So I really do wonder if they're. I mean, even talking to 10 guys for a head coaching job is a lot. Although I due diligence is great. But I wonder, are they thinking, all right, we're just going to bring in a head coach and then hire an offensive guy and a defensive guy, or what are they doing? I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's not through a lack of trying that they're not going to come up with a head coach and an offensive and defensive guy.
I'm getting so frustrated.
I can see it in your eyes.
And we're back to where we were at the beginning of the show today. When you interview 10 people for an NFL head coaching position, I am of the belief you do not know what you were doing.
And the three of us are on due diligence.
Because if you're bringing in Todd Bowles and you're bringing in Josh McDaniels and you're bringing in, you don't know what you want. So to me, you're the guy who holds me up at the Bellagio buffet. I'm coming up to that table. Have a damn game plan before you get your hot plate. Before you get the plate off the thing, right out of the dishwasher, and they're hot.
Oh, yeah,
and they're
good.
clean. And you're standing there. And then you get the guy up there that's going, well, do I want the shrimp? Am I going to get out of my way?
Who doesn't want the shrimp?
Have an agenda.
All right, well, what if your agenda includes a nice steak and some potatoes and then all of a sudden you see something that you didn't expect?
I got you. But the thing is, at this point, you know what you went for. You're filling that this is the first plate. The first plate. And Jamie, I know you and I are going back for second plate.
Yeah, most definitely. But here's the thing. Time is now on their side. There is no rush. I don't think anybody's knocking down Houston's doors knowing that, possibly Deshaun Watson's on the move. So you're competing against one other team that isn't all that sexy. You're kind of, the sexier of the two on the runway. Why not take your time and find Mr. Right?
Yeah, I don't mind the due diligence, John. I'm kind of surprised that you're... And I agree with you about it makes me wonder of their game plan, But I put it in a different way. I think maybe their game plan is broader than just a head coach.
I'm I'm so disappointed in this entire process. I don't think that this is not well thought out. This is a game. They went into this without an agenda. They have no map. They're wandering in the woods. They're hoping to knock into a camp where someone's cooking beans over a fire because they're hungry. I have no idea what they're doing. And it really disappoints me. It really does. You may not always need a new water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White for that. And we appreciate it when you do. If you'd like to have a thought on this, you can join in the conversation if you wish at 610-632-0975. This is a rudderless ship. This appears to me a rudderless ship. Now you're bouncing around to see if you cannot, by the way, without a job promotion, you can't do the lateral move.
Right. I mean, but we all know there's ways to work around that.
Yes, they'd have to do that.
Yeah, this is just, how many, do they sleep at all? I mean, it seems like they're doing 9-hour interviews with 3 people a day.
And that's the problem.
Maybe. Or, maybe.
It's a problem.
I couldn't sit through it. I'd have trouble, but I'm not going to fault anybody for due diligence, trying to make sure they get it right. And as we said before, you have 3 different ways you can go with this head coach. You can go an offensive guy. You can go a defensive guy. You can do a guy who's a head coach, a leader of men, and then you're going to be hiring an offensive and defensive coordinator. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Here's what I know the Eagles will do, Jamie Lynch. They are going to have the gall, the unmitigated gall, and write it down and use Sharpie. I only use Sharpies. I do not use pencil. Use Sharpie. The Eagles are going to come out, and when they put somebody behind the podium, they're going to tell you,
that's our guy.
This was the guy. We targeted him. We identified. Here's the term they will use. We identified him early. Okay? I will tell you this. Going through an interview process, I talked to a lot of different people in the past 3 months. And if people identified you early, that means that they identified you and they stuck with you and they chose you. And identifying someone early doesn't mean you just call them. Identifying someone early means we were in on this guy.
Yeah.
We showed him how important he was to us and everything like that. The Eagles aren't going to be able to say that about any of these candidates.
Well, because I don't think they thought they were going to be here. I mean, the week in between Doug Peterson's first and second exit interview, I guess, of the season, I don't think they expected to be there. Clearly, Doug put his foot down and stuck to what he believed in, and the Eagles didn't see it that way. I think the most important thing now is not even necessarily the head coach. It's the staff he brings with him. And maybe that's where time isn't on your side, where some of these guys are going to get scooped up by the other guys, and maybe you can't take forever. But I think at this point, it's 2 things. Who's your OC, DC? And how are you fixing Carson Wentz? And I think whoever of these 11 guys presents the best, plate to the Eagles is going to get the job. I'm not worked up about it. I'm okay.
If the answer at the end of this, Pat Egan, is Deuce Staley is the head coach here?
No.
I honestly, I will throw my hands up in just absolute disgust.
I think it's the absolute emergency plan. I think he's their safety net.
Because I'm looking right now. Deuce Staley does not match up, and so many people seem to be on this Deuce train. My cousin Ryan saying to me, what about Deuce Staley? Put him in as the head coach. Deuce Staley does not match up to anyone they've interviewed.
It's because of nostalgia. Because you loved him as a player. And
we love Deuce as a player.
You know that he's put in the time. It's kind of like why people gave Brett Brown such a long run in this town. It's like you saw him work his way up. You saw Deuce Staley work his way up.
But he didn't put his time in to take over this franchise at this point. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
His resume is behind everybody they've interviewed.
My problem with the Deuce Staley is you're going from the tree that you just, plucked all the apples off of, and you're going to go back to it, right? I mean, he's been under Doug Peterson. He's been under Andy Reid, Chip, whatever.
Right.
But, bringing someone from within is the only thing that would keep me from it. Now, you have former players, oddly enough, a lot of defensive guys, saying that this guy is a leader of men, and this is the guy. So, leader of men, maybe you could have that as a head coach, but you get an offensive coordinator, defense. I don't know. I don't know where this is going.
Real quick, so the guys who have championed for Deuce Staley publicly, I've seen 2.
I've seen Brandon Graham did. Malcolm Jenkins did.
Okay, so 2 guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Torrey Smith did. Yeah, I thought there was another.
Okay,
Bryce Treggs.
So the 2 that I saw were Malcolm Jenkins and Bryce Treggs. But my point is, he's a running backs coach, and the position of guys who are championing him are wide receivers and defensive players.
I know. I said that before, too.
And another thing that I would suggest to you is this. What the blank have those players led you to? Brandon Graham, ultimate respect. I don't need to hear
97.5.
I don't care, Malcolm Jenkins, what you think about the Eagles. I don't care one bit what you have to say about the Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. Why do I care who Malcolm Jenkins thinks should get the job? More importantly, Deuce Staley's resume does not match up to the vast majority of other people they've interviewed.
No.
Period.
No.
Period. I mean, it's and everybody loves Deuce and everybody loves the nostalgia tour. This organization is dysfunctional. What I want is an enema for the organization. And by the way, that means Deuce Staley also exiting the building. I want an enema. Clean it out. Oh, God, I shouldn't have said that.
I know. That's going to come back to haunt you.
That'll come back to haunt me.
Yeah.
I want that building cleared out. Because one thing is clear. Deuce was one of the coaches on that offensive side of the ball. He couldn't help fix the dysfunction. He wasn't able to go in and grab some people by the lapels and say, start acting right. By the way, when Miles Sanders can't understand how to conduct himself like a professional and is ripping his head coach while his coach hangs there in the balance, that was Deuce Staley's leadership didn't lead me to, hey, here's how you're a professional. Here's how you go about your business.
Yeah, and
I mean, I'm holding Deuce on that.
Yeah, and I remember a meaningful game when the Eagles were still in contention. They start a second half of a close game, and Miles Sanders isn't in the backfield. And there's been questions about his handling, and Jamie's brought it up a lot, his handling of the running back rotation. We all like Deuce as a guy, so I almost wish. I look at it like, sorry, dude, there's just not an opportunity for you here.
How many other organizations, and for the Deuce train, and there's been a lot of it this week, how many other organizations looking for coaches this year? 6.
Yeah.
How many interviews for Deuce?
0. I think it's a product of being a running back coach.
I'm not tearing him down. He's just be an offensive coordinator next. Be successful as an offensive coordinator, then be or a special teams coordinator or something, and then make the jump to head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way it goes. Look who's here. Quaz is on. What's up, Quaz?
What's up, Kincade? How you doing,
I'm doing well, buddy. What's going on today?
Hey, John, you know, I was down there at Penwood, right? I was down there at Penwood, and I hear that you up there at O'Hara.
I was, absolutely.
Listen, do Bob look like a kid from Bonner?
Bob does have a Bonner look to him.
He got a Bonner look.
Bob looks like every guy from Bonner.
Yes. Jamie look like Malvern Prep.
Well,
come on, Quaz. I'm still PCL, man.
He does.
I'm not Interac.
Quaz, I think you've nailed it.
I just, nibbling on the edges. But wait, hold on. We're going to talk about this. All right. So here's the deal. You can't say that he don't have the resume. It's due to them. It's due to them. They never promoted him. They promoted him in title, meaning that they thought something of him. Why would it be such a bad? And I disagree. It's not a nostalgic thing. It's a lifestyle. Deuce Staley, again, he's a linebacker who just didn't fumble the ball. I want somebody with it. That's why you think the defensive boys is stepping up.
That's not what I hire a head coach for, Quaz.
No. You want a coach to define the identity of the team. What y'all want is one of these little young boys who are all creative on the offensive side. You can still do that under Deuce.
I don't think. Guess what? And Quaz again, and I appreciate your call, man. I don't see anyone in the NFL clamoring and going, Deuce Staley is the guy that is the next guy to get an opportunity. Deuce Staley is the guy who's been passed over and deserves his shot. Other organizations rating you for Deuce Staley. It is nostalgic. We know. You know what? Who's the running backs coach, Bob, for the Cowboys?
Yeah, I don't know.
Steelers running backs coach.
Yeah. I know your point here.
Yeah, Willie Parker. I don't know.
Nobody knows. It is the Deuce Staley argument.
It's James Saxon. Duh. Everybody knows that.
Do you even watch football, bro?
I guess you don't watch football,
The Deuce Staley argument here is absolutely ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it is not. And I don't want. I didn't even want to get this deep into it because I don't want to sound like it's a teardown of Deuce.
No,
if you told me that Deuce Staley was going to ascend to offensive coordinator, under the new coach or something like that. I really do want the building cleared out.
But the new coach would have to pick Deuce. If they force Deuce on him, that would be a disaster.
And we know what these people do.
Jim Schwartz was forced on Doug. Look, it ended up working out, but that's not the way to do things.
Jeff Lurie and Howie Roseman want to take you out to dinner. And they want to order for you. And they want to take you out to dinner. You're getting taken to the best steakhouse in town. And they want to order for you.
Yeah, Howie would order me duck, and I don't like duck.
Or the salmon.
Yeah.
Or no,
give me my ribeye with lots of fat and gristle in there.
Howie would order you the salmon.
I'm a big salmon guy, though. I'd like that. But
Not at a steakhouse.
Yeah, no, not at a steakhouse.
By the way, you will exit when we go out to dinner and we do a team dinner. We go to if we go to the best steakhouse in town and you order salmon, you will exit the table. You will exit. No, I will
Jazzy
say,
Jeff throw him out the front door.
I will say, get him the bill. Get him his own bill.
Yeah,
don't
I
ever do
understand.
that with me. Don't ever do that.
And I would not. But when you look at their last head coaching hire, right, Doug Peterson.
Yep.
Only interviewed with one team, didn't have a lot of options, and he didn't have power. That's what the Eagles wanted. You look at Josh McDaniels and Deuce Staley. They don't have a lot of options. They've interviewed with one team. They probably are willing to not, fight for power. It's what the Eagles want.
There you go. That could be.
That's interesting.
That could very well be.
Yeah, it could be in their thinking.
There is so much. There's so much to unravel in this Eagles coaching story. I've told you before, I'm a selfish bastard. I want this story to go on for 2 more weeks. I want this story to go on. I want them to interview 4 more people this week because I'm already convinced of the narrative that they don't know what they're doing. And nothing's going to convince me that they do.
Interesting.
When you interview 11 people, and I would ask you this, how many other teams with a job opening this year interviewed 11 people?
I don't think very many.
There's a reason.
Well, look who we're comparing them to.
This isn't best practices.
The Lions, the Jets, the Falcons,
Jaguars.
And the
Jaguars, some bad teams.
And the fact that they're there, I think the Falcons interviewed 5 people. Maybe. Like, I think the Lions interviewed 5 or 6. 11 people? I seriously, I want like cartoon music at the end of it.
Well, I would say they're successful and the other teams aren't.
It has been a great, great Tuesday hanging out with you, and we hope that you're going to make time for us on Wednesday. You're going to be with us early in the morning at 6 a.m. You're going back later on today. You may want to catch some of the show on the YouTube channel or check us out on twitch.tv. We appreciate you very much. Thanks for being a part of the show. Follow on social media. For the coach, Eric Camille, for Pat Egan, and Jamie Lynch and Bob Cooney. I'm John Kincade. Make it a great, great Tuesday, everybody.
The John Kincade Show.
Talking sense into people isn't really my thing. In fact, I'm better at the opposite.
On 97.5